We can make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection, coming to you from the studios of Best 100 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. It's a very lively morning right here in the studio, and I tell you, there's nothing like some Jimmy Cliff to push you to look straight ahead and see the blue skies. Welcome to those who have joined us on air, and welcome to those of you who have joined us online, you technology babies, you lying back in your bed and just, kicking back and checking out YouTube or Facebook, or where else are we again, Pastor Lowell? I'm trying to remember our social media presence. YouTube, Facebook. If there are other places, I'll tell you about it later. But welcome, welcome, welcome. The start of the week is usually a challenging time for most of us, but I tell you something. If the week doesn't start, you will not get the victories that are lined up for you. So, here we go. Please stay tuned. We're just letting you know that we're here. This is your host, Minett Lawrence, Pastor Percival on his way and probably listening to me on the radio and wondering, what is the source of my happiness this morning? Well, hurry in and I will tell you. Good morning, Mr. Producer, and to Lloydie, who, Lloydie is way ahead of me in the hairstyle department. I am envious. Let it be said. I have to find his hairstylist and his barber. You did say to me just now, just don't cut your hair. Yeah, kind of words to the wise right there. But stay tuned. We're going to take our first break of the morning, and then we'll be right back.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Drop, hover, hold on.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, a.k.a. the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats Best FM.
Morning and welcome back. I am by my lonesome for a few minutes, so I'm going to just take full advantage of it. You know, like when your parents not home and you throw a party, invite the neighborhood, burst into the special cabinet of liquor, use all of the fine things that are in the house. Yep, I'm going to take a shot at doing that until Pastor Percy comes in to impose order. Well, I'm trying to adjust this. I'm not very... Why isn't it moving? Okay, great. All right, so how are you on this Monday morning? I know that I am filled with energy. Not always so, because I got up and I was kind of debating with the producer on whether or not this was a good morning to take some rest. Much needed rest, may I tell you. To those persons who do the graveyard shift, you work late at night into early morning, or maybe your shift really starts at 4 a.m. or, oh my God, I lift my hat to you. You really are the ones that make things happen in any nation. The people who work during the unsociable hours, we call them. Of course, they should be paid time and a half or some additional rate that makes up for the loss of valuable sleep during the hours when your body is meant to be asleep. The 24 hours world is, it may have possibly doubled our productivity. I don't know if that is what it has achieved, but it is hard on the body of the frail human beings who were designed to operate a certain way. Just saying, I need sleep. I need sleep. But what you gain in additional insight, additional income, if you are being paid the proper rates, and the overall increased productivity of your nation is such a great blessing that I suppose things will never be the same again. A definite plus, of course, is that after the pandemic, many businesses realize that you don't need the physical body in your building. You can get good quality work, maybe even better quality work from your workers who are allowed to stay at home and work in a more flexible form. And I dare say possibly, especially with the women who generally have wear multiple hats and can do very well working from home and covering some other bases. For sure, if the children are well behaved, the young ones, you can practically cut out what you used to spend on certain nurseries and whatnot. So I am not complaining about it. I am just sharing. Other things I want to share about this morning have to do with the state of our nation. Now, being preoccupied with concerns about your country is something that each of us, once we are of age, we should make it a habit. I mean, you know, there are some basic things that you do to stay informed and connected. You should always select one or two publications that give you credible news, and you should educate yourself on what is happening around your country, so you are not just limited to the particular neck of the woods where you live. That's one thing. The other, you should seek to have an understanding of what is happening elsewhere in the world, not because you can necessarily have an impact on it, but because your state of knowledge and the decisions you make in your country, in your personal life, must be made with knowledge of how other people are behaving and treating things in other parts of the world, as well as with a sensitivity to what's happening in the world that may impact what you do in your own country. And on the business side, it's good to know what trade-related matters will impinge on your operations. For example, yesterday one of the reports in the paper was that the drought, which has affected the passage of ships through the Panama Canal, has reduced activity there by, I think, about 30%. It means a steep drop in revenue income for Panama, but the bigger impact is the supply chain issues that arise. A lot of goods are brought into different markets on those cargo ships that pass through the canal. So where the canal would have cut off maybe 3 or 4 months from the delivery of critical items, you're now having to either ship it by air or use some other method of transport, some other route, means that whatever it is you are doing, which depends on those foreign imports, has now got an additional 3 or 4 months added to it, or an additional 50% in cost. I'm just using random numbers because I've not actually looked at the studies which show what the economic implication is. I mean, we did have JPS as a guest with us one Thursday morning where they were talking about the time it takes to get transformers into the island if you are building a housing development and you want to ensure that your electricity infrastructure is in on time. There is a lead time that you need, and it looks like about 3 years, if I recall. It's anything from 18 months to 3 years, depending on what it is you're trying to get. And beyond even just the time that it takes to get it to you, there are other issues having to do with the production of these high-value, specialized equipment in the countries where they are produced. You have seen reports of wars and manufacturing disruptions in other countries far away that you never have to even think about until you hear that from that country comes some mineral or some part that is critical for the production of computer chips or something that goes into what you use in the ordinary cut and thrust of your day. You did not know that what is happening in the Congo, what is happening in Chad. I'm just calling the names of a few countries where we don't readily think how what's happening there might affect us until you discover that your cell phone uses something which comes from that country, and because there's war or there's some disruption in their economic activity, you are inconvenienced. So it's important. I'm speaking primarily now to the 20-something years old and up who are listening to the program, and you may have just sort of separated yourself from what the crazy people are doing in other parts of the world, and you're thinking of charting your own course. Your own course will not look like much if you don't take into account what's going on elsewhere. The war in Ukraine, we understand it affects dumpling. Did you know that? A lot of Jamaicans love fried dumplings, boiled dumplings, every kind of dumpling. Wheat, where you get flour from, because we don't plant it. So if we don't plant it in Jamaica, if you're not driving around and seeing fields of rice and fields of wheat and fields of corn, or, you know, some of the things which we use to feed our animals, so we can have chicken on the table and pork chops on the table and, you know, steaks, beef, that is, or high-value fish, those who like their, you know, Atlantic salmon or things caught in the wild, whatever it might be that you've grown accustomed to. If you don't see us producing it in Jamaica, it means we are importing it. And if we're importing it from one of those countries that have turmoil on their borders or within their borders, or they are on a shipping route that is under pressure. Right now we see there's practically, I gotta get the sea right, or the ocean to be correct, but pirates are attacking cargo ships, possibly the same cargo ships that can no longer be accommodated in the Panama Canal, are traversing some longer, more distant routes, and they're coming under attack. Of course, you must know that there's a market for the goods when the goods are stolen. We, same one who impatient, will end up with equipment in our hands that were completed with the use of stolen goods, because people are not going to see their markets deteriorate because goods not getting to them fast enough. So when pirates take hold of a cargo ship and decide to do or charge a ransom, I think in most cases they try to get a ransom, if you follow what you see in the movies. I'm saying all of this to lull us out of, well, yes, we have been lulled into a sense of false security. So I'm doing this to awaken the spirit so we can begin to take a little more interest in what's happening elsewhere. And beyond that now, begin to see how important it is that when our diplomats and other officials are sitting in rooms where negotiations are taking place and voting is to be done, to see how important it is that Jamaica is well represented in the international community where certain decisions are being made. So you may think that foreign affairs is not something to be taken seriously and it's just a political thing, but believe me, what your foreign affairs minister does or does not do can have significant impact on your well-being and the enjoyment of certain just common conveniences. That being said, I want you therefore to begin to look at local happenings with a more critical eye. A more critical eye. We often hear the cry for justice. That cry is made whenever things don't go right and the persons feel inconvenience one way or another. But the justice that we seek cannot be confined to those areas where we are personally affected. We've got to begin to look at things in a more, I'm going to say, joined up way, like cursive writing, each thing touching the other and adding to the balance of what is taking place. Not just the beauty of it, but the balance of what is taking place. When we see injustice in one quarter, we must know with certainty that it affects us. Even though it seems quite remote, it affects us. There is something happening. We saw that the Integrity Commission, God bless them, for taking up the challenge. The one we threw down, Morning Connection, is amongst the few bold ones who just went out hard, drawing attention to some of the inequities and challenging even the Integrity Commission itself to look at how it's operating, use the powers that it has more fruitfully, even before it seeks to get more power. It's amazing to me that when the request was put out for stakeholders, for persons to review the amendments and give feedback, it's amazing to me that it was at a time when the government was looking to beef up the act. If I recall correctly, they were looking at making changes that could increase the effectiveness of the Integrity Commission. Now that's just logical, because you don't go into a reform, in a process of reform, in order to weaken an institution. So if amendments are being made, party political level, they're discovering that the bell have meaning, it make noise, it draw attention, and it can bring people into some serious places that they don't necessarily want to go. And by that I mean prison, because if things follow the course that they are on, somebody will be facing the criminal courts. And with the mood of this nation and the mood of these judges, the kind of judges who will impose a very stiff fine on a fisherman whose fishing license has been expired and he has put in for a renewal but don't have it in his hand yet. Judges who would impose those kind of sentences. Judges who are talking about do away with jury trials because we feel we can do enough justice, and jury trials are slowing down the provision or the administration of justice. The judges are Jamaicans who can be in a very militant mood when they are of a mind. So I don't think politicians want to find themselves at the mercy of the parish court judges at this time. The same judges too who are yet to receive the 200 or 300% salary increase which politicians have given themselves. So it is a very interesting time for you as citizens of Jamaica to take a keen interest in the runnings of your government, to look at certain governance issues which may seem to be far away from you, but which actually translate into the potholes on the road, the poor infrastructure for water, especially in health, the fact that, you know, it's a hit or miss. If you get caught up in a public health institution, it's just a slow march to death. Trying to get an appointment for surgery or something that is credible. It just seems to me that some of these things, there's a calculated gamble to see if the person will die first, and if not, then yeah, you can keep your place on the list. So all the things that you're seeing that are going wrong at the highest levels of your society, they translate into why you pay so much for common food items that probably should be free from GCT, but they are not. They translate into the darkness on the road in the night. No, what do you call them? No street lights, no sidewalks. While in some places sidewalks are being painted green, there are other places that don't have sidewalks. Roads like, for example, the road on which I live. No street light, no sidewalks. People, in fact, it's telling you, it's a kind of house arrest. It's telling people after certain hours, don't be on the street, you're inviting death, or you're inviting an attack by, the unscrupulous ones who wait by the highways so they can pounce on people. I just want you to know that is the connection. So if you choose to sit quietly thinking it's not my business, you're going to be proven very, very wrong when you need the police to attend on some matter and they don't have cars, or they don't have gas, or they're understaffed, so only one man in the station. And God help you if you call one man to come and deal with something pertaining to the death of a relative, because after that it's a whole other set of confusion should it turn out that said relative was really murdered. I'm making an oblique reference to the drama that is playing out with Mr. Silvera, whose wife died at home, allegedly. Her body was, as is the custom, people who die at home, you call the police. And I tell you, even in remote parts of Jamaica, you can't move a body without the police attending to do its job. And a part of its job is to observe the scene at which the person died and make certain recommendations or take certain decisions. And I just want to pause here because one or two persons have asked me, what do I think about what's transpiring with this man now arrested? First, I think it took too long to arrest him when you consider the speed and alacrity with which the police address certain other matters. And one complaint about the justice system is that it's not equal. We talk about the rule of law, and the essential quality of that principle is the law applies equally to all, regardless of status. From the time you discover that a report made to the police was not accurate, if it were somebody of, I would say, maybe a different address even, the police would have had your name out as person of interest. That's what they did to Lowell and myself. Or there would be a call for you to come in and surrender yourself or some such. Or they just simply come to your place and drag you out. The churchman whose rant reported on YouTube when during the pandemic times, when he spoke harshly, it seems, about the Prime Minister, he wasn't even allowed to put on a full suit of clothing. The police was at his door dragging him out in his underwear. Yet you have a woman whose body was taken from her home under a report that she died in her bed, and there must have been signs at the scene which would have alerted a proper team of policemen, because they don't usually come by themselves unless they're visiting a friend. They don't usually come by themselves, or even if they come by themselves because it is urgent and they see something that requires further action, they will stay on the scene so nobody disturbs it and get their backup. We know, and in a domestic situation, that would not have exposed the lone policeman to any danger. But when you see those things playing out, it really does excite a lot of public commentary on how law enforcement treats with citizens at different levels when it is believed that a crime has been committed. So it took too long for them to eventually do what they did. The second comment that I would share with you on it is, in court matters, in court proceedings, criminal or otherwise, the quality of the evidence is always a matter of concern and goes to the credibility of witnesses, including even the investigating officers, who ought to have no skin in the game. So they should speak truth about their observations, what they did, and so on. We must be able to rely on them for that. When a month passes between the actual examination of the scene and the commission of the crime, it means that several things about the scene of crime becomes questionable and potentially unreliable at the time of trial. The law will not change simply because perhaps the person before the judge may have participated in a lie or a cover-up. The law won't change. They will still have to connect him with physical or circumstantial evidence to the offense which is before the court. So, that failure to examine the scene of crime at a time contemporaneous to the offense, to even determine if that's where she died. Did she die somewhere else and was moved into that location? The fact that the police were denied the opportunity to examine the scene of crime as early as possible, you will see it featuring when this trial comes about. So no matter how excited people are getting and horrified, or how much they're ready to condemn the man who has been charged, wait until the trial comes about. Then the technical procedural requirements of building a case, presenting evidence, showing that there is some guilt, it becomes a whole other thing. So I tell people, please don't as yet dig a grave and put up a sign, "So long, Mr. Silvera." Don't do that as yet, because one, he is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and two, the quality of the evidence, he may be guilty of other things, as the Mr. Fitzbailey hinted at other charges to come. He may be guilty of other things, but it is entirely possible that you won't see him behind bars for murder. So those are my comments on it, because one or two people, knowing how much I love the law and can chat on the law, wanted to canvass my opinion on some of the more intriguing aspects of the case. The police will be under fire for this one when it comes to trial, if it comes to trial, because although I heard Mr. Fitzbailey very artfully clearing the policeman's conduct by saying it is he, or it was he, who recommended a post-mortem, still, that policeman is responsible for the failure to take charge of the scene on a timely basis. That will always rest on him. And if it is true that this man killed his wife, if it is true, but the evidence to prove that he did so has disappeared or can no longer be obtained with any credibility, it rests on the shoulders of the policeman who turned up there that day in his private car and allowed the body to be removed without the forensic team taking control of the site, so much so that floors were torn up, walls were painted, and things were burned or disposed of, so it is alleged. And I think the police must be held accountable for that kind of conduct. I mean, I know for certain, based on personal experience, that there are times when even the commissioner himself remains so interested in how an operation is proceeding that the investigating officer can't even get to breathe. Such was my experience when Lowell and I were at, where were we at? East Queen, where were we? I've forgotten. We were downtown by East Queen Street, I think, in some back room. And the calls were coming in, and the press releases had gone out already, notifying the world that 4 persons had been arrested, when in fact only 3 had been arrested. So you see, they were very well prepared. Everything was in place. All right, that took me a little bit down memory lane. When we return after this break, we'll just get into the usual kind of discussion and analysis because other things are happening. And it's all about justice and making the right choice when you get to the polls. This we will press until you have gone and exercised your right to vote, and we are looking at the results that you would have worked through your participation in the democratic process.
BES 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. BES FM, giving you the better vibe.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
BES FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
We have built the economy on strong footing, putting in the necessary fiscal buffers, making sure that we manage expenditure. We have been able to reduce our debt servicing so that we have more money to spend on the things that matter to you.
When a country gains the fiscal space to spend on critical infrastructure such as roads and improve essential services, it is a sign that there is growth within the economy. Jamaica saw a tangible example of its own growth last week when the redevelopment of the Spanish Town Hospital was officially launched. On today's Going for Growth, take a look at how the upgrade of the Spanish Town Hospital reflects Jamaica's continued economic growth. Stay tuned. The planned redevelopment will see the transformation of the 430-bed hospital into a state-of-the-art 6-story facility spanning more than 17,000 square meters. New services such as urology, oncology, cardiology, ophthalmology, and psychiatry will now be available. The hospital will be equipped with cutting-edge technology, including electronic access to patient medical records. Speaking at the launch of the project recently, Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton said the redevelopment works demonstrate the government's commitment to improving access to health care for all Jamaicans.
And that this project is transformational in so many ways. The government of Jamaica is determined to transform the health system for patients and their families. Critical for health staff to motivate them and to get their best output given the facilities that will be enhanced, and of course for those who will use the facility. This health system strengthening program was designed to do just that.
The estimated $5.5 billion redevelopment falls under the Health System Strengthening Program and is being partly funded through a $50 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB) and a grant of 10.2 million euros from the European Union. In his address at the ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness explained that because of the prudent fiscal decisions taken in recent years, the government is able to allocate $87 million toward the redevelopment.
This government has managed your fiscal affairs, your revenues, the taxes that you pay, whether it is GCT, property tax, whatever tax. We have managed it in such a way that today, from our budget, we can say we will allocate 87 million US dollars from our budget.
Stressing that the upgrade and building of hospitals is a vital part of a functioning society, the Prime Minister stressed that Jamaica is gradually gaining the capacity to undertake more of these types of projects.
That to build a hospital is no simple exercise. It's not a simple undertaking. We don't have the skills here. And therefore, we're now climbing a steep learning curve, building those skills, which we will now have to take on more hospital construction projects. And we are now doing that with our development partner in the IDB, with the WHO, and all the other health agencies that are helping us to develop that human capital capacity to be able to build the hospitals.
Describing the economy as one of care, the Prime Minister added that the decisions being taken by the government to boost economic growth will lead to more investments in developing local infrastructure.
Our economy will care for the people of Jamaica. So whatever increase in output that you give us, we are going to take that and we're going to spend it on healthcare. We're going to take that and we're going to spend it on schools. We're going to take that and we're going to spend it on public transportation. We're going to take that and we're going to spend it on garbage collection. We're going to take that and we're going to spend it on our elderly care. That is what we mean when we say we have a caring economy.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. That's all we shall discuss on today's Going for Growth. I am Warren Bertram. Thanks for listening.
Do not use your cell phone while driving, please. That call or text can wait. Do you really have to stream that video while driving? It's not worth your life, nor that of other road users. Stay alert, stay off your phone, and arrive alive.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Jam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might broke up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Drop, cover, hold on.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree. 100, 200. Ready, mama. Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Miss Wire. Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waist. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
I saw you stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet. Miss
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back, and of course, Pastor Percival has joined us in the break, filled with all kinds of good news and exciting happenings. I am so happy for him. I just hope he's going to share a little bit of it with you. Percy, welcome.
Good morning to Jamaica. Good morning to our friends who are all over Jamaica listening to us. We thank you for joining us and allowing us to come into your space. And we thank God for you this morning that indeed it is going to be a great day. No, when I was coming down this morning, I was driving and I in the traffic, and I saw a lady, her face all made up, and I just said, "Good morning, it's gonna be a great week," and she just started smiling. I said, "Thank you," and drive further down.
So that's why you're late?
No,
you were being Santa Claus.
No,
Santa Claus in January, bringing cheer.
No, some of the times it just. But when I'm coming down right in the square, there's this lady who is clearly she's in a mental state.
Mm-hmm.
Clothes lift up, exposing herself, and when stuff in the traffic is me, she take on and begin to spout all kind of
vile
bad words and thing right in the traffic. And then she has a bag and she takes out a Bible. That reminds me of the book. And I just began to speak to that demon, because that is demonic. She's out of her mind. And you could see she start push off, because she was up close, and when I began to say, no, she started to retreat. And it just occurred to me, as believers, it's like Paul was ministering in the book of Acts, and this lady was going on and said that, and him said, no.
And she wasn't speaking vile things.
No, she was, yeah.
She was saying that is the power of God.
And I'm saying no. And I'm thinking, as we're here a minute, that even in this time, the pressure that people are under, a lot of people are on the edge, and some people have gone over.
Yes, some are falling over.
Some are falling over. And so even the work of the church becomes even greater in this time.
There's more urgency.
There's a greater urgency.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. This week is the Keswick Convention, and that goes back to a revival, awakening that happened in England. And because, a lot of our churches have come out of England, they have kind of adopted it. And their theme is engaging the community.
A lot of our missionaries, the early missionaries.
Yeah, even the Wildish who came, who have founded Jamaica Brothers, they were
missionaries
to Jamaica. Anyway, it was a good weekend. Good morning to the members of Jubilee Christian Fellowship on Windward Road. That's where I was on Saturday and Sunday, ministering with my beautiful wife. And their theme was an encounter with destiny, and I used Joseph.
Really?
Joseph. I used the life of Joseph in terms of just finding out and following what happened. And when Joseph says, at the end in Genesis 50 verse 90, and his brothers were quaking now because their father had died, and they were saying, "Oh, you only did a big punishment time." And he says, "No, do not be afraid. I find that so instructive when God has done something or is about to do something. The first thing that he deals with is fear. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Because what I'm about to do is going to amaze you. Remember when Joshua the baton had been passed to him, and he was saying, I wonder what I'm going to do. And it's not just a simple passing of a baton. You know, he had been mentored by Moses all of this time. But even with the mentoring that happened to him, all right, Moses gone. Moses
I'm in charge now.
I'm in charge now. So what do I do?
Really
what do I do? And he said something that's significant, and it became clear to me as I was preparing. He says, am I God? He asked him the question. He said, no. I'm not God. I have just allowed myself to go through the processing, because he had to go through a process in a minute to come to the place. Because
this is Joseph we're talking about.
Joseph, he could
Joshua?
have Joseph.
Okay.
Joseph.
Just making sure.
Joseph had to go through a process, because when we started and I had those dreams, he was a very self-absorbed young man. You know, I am.
He was a young man.
But we can even have people who are still very self-absorbed. I haven't done this is all because of me not recognizing that it is God.
When you get a dream as a youngster, when you get a dream that is not negative, because did Joseph know what the dream mean? No, but he knew it was a good dream,
and his father understood it.
But when you get a dream, and I've heard many people say, I would love to hear how you tackle that part of it. I've heard many people say some dreams you don't speak. Because people will badmine you.
Not for the time yet, because some of the time you have to wait.
But a young man who gets a dream that looks good, he's not the one on his face, he's the one standing. Telling it to his brother. I don't think that Joseph can be faulted for sharing his dream, saying, hey guys, this is what I dreamt. Even if he was a bit boastful or
everything he brought
so I think the surrounding family issues made it easy to dislike a Joseph, who was favorite in the family, and oh my, they must have grown up. Everybody grew up knowing that Rachel was the beloved wife, and then she got die early. So Joseph was probably treated with great tenderness. These two boys, Benjamin, and they all knew that these are the favorite ones. So him saying worse yet that it looks like he's gonna be standing while others are bowing must have incited some unhealthy feelings in the brothers. But young people it is not a bad thing for them to
have dreams,
to dream and to
have visions of the future.
There you go. We should encourage it. And when you have
I encourage them to do it. But
when you have it, share it, and it should be okay for you to share it.
I guess everything is about timing with wisdom, and you pray for them.
That's true.
But
I like what you're saying when you speak about God addressing fear, because I've realized too, when you study these patterns from the Bible, that the ones who grab the opportunity with great arrogance and fearlessness, they always run into trouble. They run into trouble. But the ones who understand that there's greatness in this opportunity, and you by yourself may not be equal to the challenge, that is the fear that God addresses. Solomon had that concern.
And he prayed, and God says,
absolutely.
Lord, these people are so great.
Yes,
I need something extra.
How could little me?
Yes.
Following in the footsteps of his dad,
the greatest king.
Of a king who was a warrior and a worshipper. Oh, you don't want to be the one to come after that act. So he had that, I'm going to say, call it godly fear. Yes. He had that respect and that understanding that this requires something of me that I know by myself. I don't have it. And none of us have it, to be frank about it.
None of us have
Anybody who you see, like, what is it, cock off the walk? they are about to be dinner. They're really just chickens in the devil's backyard, and eventually their number will get called.
So if they recognize that the giftings that I have come from God, and I hold them in tension with Him, He is the standard. I reference.
And He's the one who's going to execute and guarantee your success. Then when you have that fear, that recognition, then He comes and says, do not fear, do not be dismayed. He said it to, they all say it.
Gideon.
They say it to Gideon, they say it to Mary. Fear not.
Yes, it is a part of the pattern that God uses. I'm about to do something.
Yeah.
I'm going to use you as a vessel, but remember that, hello.
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm going to give you the skill sets and the tools that you need. More importantly, the wisdom that you need in order to execute what I'm asking you to do in this moment. And he recognizes it at the end. He says, no, I'm not God. And in the story of Joseph, a common refrain was this, and God was with him. God was with him, and the people recognized that God was with him. Potiphar said, hey, the only thing I don't concern about is my food. I know that was significant because Joseph was still a slave. And the slaves don't deal with, in their society, Egyptian, don't deal with food because they consider their food as something very sacred. And he goes into the prison again, and God was with him. You can't imagine you're a slave in a prison, and the boss say, you run things, the warden say, you run things on my behalf. But when he was doing what he was doing, he was interpreting the dream, he does something I think that is significant. He said, it's not me. It is the God in me. And so the interpretation that I'm giving you is, if I even have the gifting, is the gifting that God has given to me. And I think that is very significant for us as individuals, as people, when we recognize that all good gifts come from God, one, and if the good gifts that God has given to us come from Him, whatever we do with the giftings and the talents that we have and the skills, it must always seek to honor Him. So at the end, He could say, I've gone through this thing. What you meant for evil, Genesis 50 and verse 19. God has worked it for good, because God saw the thing and God says, okay, I'm going to send me ahead in order to save you guys. That 70 went down and 3 million came out.
Yeah, that is another one of the mysteries of God, or His special talent.
His special talent.
Yes, man, because He will send you into slavery.
Yes.
Which is punishing and terrible, and you come out of it a nation. You go in as a little band of people, and you come out of it a nation, and that's exactly where He intended to build the nation.
Right.
Not anywhere else. Not in some luxury villa somewhere where you just stay and have babies.
It was
in the crucible of slavery. These are the kinds of things that are important for persons like us to bear in mind and to remember, because our emancipation, the so-called independence, I have to say so-called independence, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I never want us to forget that the independence we seek is yet to come. So don't get comfortable where we are. There's more to be done. So for Jamaica, that move towards truly being a nation is still very alive.
Still being worked out.
It's still being worked out.
And there's in our destiny. You gotta set it.
Yeah, and he has set some persons and some voices to come to the fore at different points in time. And I know what we are doing is a part of it. On the weekend, there's somehow I was in a conversation with someone concerning what we see happening in Jamaica, and I said the move of the diaspora. We've always had an active diaspora. People said they have had different names that speak to the influence of the diaspora different periods in time. You have the barrel children, you know, during, especially in recent time during the pandemic.
70s,
I know that the diaspora was a blessing to many, because as they got their relief from in the U.S., they shared it with family in Jamaica when not much was going on for many of us. And many of us, including myself. In fact, I just remember one of our partners, George, saying to somebody, because you remember, well, you don't, maybe you should be aware of it. The final, the raid on the Carousel building took place in February, and the world shut down in March.
Oh.
Yes. Oh. So, you know, the taking off the equipment and those things happened in February. And in March was when the pandemic brought, people sent home, schools closed, whatnot. So George was telling us about a conversation that was initiated by some acquaintance of his, lamenting the closure of his business. So George said, welcome to where others have been. Because, Carousel got shut down last month. So you have just now arrived where some other people
have been
for some time, because nobody really thought that there could be any circumstance that would cause you, that would force you, absent war, and Jamaica wasn't lining up to be at war.
We still are not war, even though it seems that we know internally.
There is you couldn't think, envision
yes,
your business shut down, and you did not voluntarily shut it down, but circumstances have contrived to. That video you sent me on the weekend with someone purporting to say that the WHO is about to take over the world and put us under permanent emergency powers. We should talk about it off air. But the fact of the matter is not very likely. In fact, not at all likely, unless your own governments have laid down arms and just decided that we're just going to let some strangers come in and do. Maybe there's a scenario in which they would do that. But right now, too many of them are getting too fat from guarding the public purse. Ain't no chance.
From guarding. But
not likely that they're going to let strangers come in and take over and seek to push people where they don't choose to go.
Yeah, but they tried it. It was tried
with COVID, right? So
I'm going to try again.
I don't think they're going to come back in so soon, because they're going to wait until the generation die out in the wilderness.
That is your hope. But it goes back to where we are. Genesis 50, what a lot of people you meant for evil.
God will turn it.
God will turn it and cause it. Because guess what has happened? Even with the COVID and the lockdown, you know what it has done for the spreading of the gospel? In terms that you can't go to church.
Yes, it made preachers know technology.
And it made everybody know technology. and what it can use and where it can reach.
But let me tell you, some of the people who I see set up their live stream, and the only thing they knew of technology before that was the microphone.
Yeah, but it's true. But they say, but God is saying, okay.
Yeah, but I see some obscure places.
Having technology that, it is important. You have said it. We are now at our 7:30 break. Can you believe it?
No, I can't, because you just came in.
I know, but God is good, sister. God is great and awesome. He's very good.
Feels like 5 minutes.
Yes, but but God is good.
Yeah, we'll be right back after the break.
BES 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9, Trelawney 100.3, 100.9, St. Anne 100.3, 100.5, St. Mary 100.5, Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5, St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5, Manchester 100.1, 100.5, Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9, St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Save the date. Sunday the 11th of February 2024. The venue, Hope Botanical Gardens, Kingston, Jamaica. It's Love in the Gardens. It's your chance to see Freddie Jackson, Sanchez, Alaine, and more to be announced. So that's Sunday the 11th of February 2024. Love in the Gardens. More details coming soon.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Drop, cover, hold on.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Live, camera, volume. Live It Up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it!
Yes, we do! Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back. You know, being on the road all over the place causes you to see that some elections is happening. I found this funny. So I'm going down Mountain View, and of course on every light post is it's not a poster. It's one of those things I put up. It's not a poster.
Is it a flag?
It's a flag, but it is mounted on nylon, so it's hard. It's not fluttering in the wind. And the thing was, vote for justice.
Oh, who's that?
So I said, vote for
Which
justice.
candidate is that?
Said, vote for justice. And I'm saying, okay. It was so interesting that
so now I'm
it
gonna
was.
ask you what color?
Yes, it was the candidate for the Jamaica Labour Party. And that's what is vote for justice. And I'm saying, oh, that is a real play on words. But I figure that.
Oh, his name is Justice?
No. It seems to be a justice of the peace. So so that's why they say vote. Probably most people know him in the community as justice. So vote for justice. But I'm saying, for him and his party, that's a wrong thing that they'd be using. I found it ironic.
No, how could you say that is the perfect thing?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the irony may go against them.
That's what I mean.
I figure that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But I think it is an interesting development in the politics that rather than associate your choice with color or brand name, you're now looking at issues and saying, vote for the party that can give you the justice you need.
Okay.
Isn't that good? Because
we're going after issues now.
Yeah, and if I say that this is the one that you can't say I didn't vote in accordance with your instructions.
Vote for justice.
You say vote for justice. Some might say vote for equality. Some might say vote for better employment opportunities. It might say vote for good road or whatever it might be. But that is an interesting development, Percival.
I saw it and I was saying to wifey, look at that, wifey. Okay.
And she
but
tackled
equal
you about
rights
calling her wifey, and then she didn't bother to look.
No. I should ask the producer if he calls you wife.
I want to ask you, like, he would not. He knows my name. How does she refer to you? What is her equivalent of wifey? Fuzzy.
Yes.
Yeah, she says
some
that.
of the time.
Sometimes you get called by your title.
Yes.
What about the children? Do they? Well, they're not going to say father. It's daddy.
No, man. Some of the time when they want something, the youngest they say, Father, I need this. No?
R&B or reggae? Because Percy is a reggae expert, you know. No, sir. Nobody will. As a tribute.
Yeah, but back to those issues. So the local government is in the air, and on Facebook, I've just looking and saying, somebody called last week and commented, why every time you turn on your TV, the Prime Minister is there?
So you won't
so
forget him.
He's a police.
So you won't forget him when he's gone.
Oh,
some people are like that.
Okay.
Or cement themselves in a memory.
Yeah, but remember last week this lady called us and says, what are the characteristics you look for?
Yes.
When you are looking at a candidate? And in the paper, one of the commentators, Gordon Robinson, spoke about it, and he was.
I saw the headline.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
Yes, I read it. It was just saying the important thing now.
Did he ask any other questions you want to ask?
No.
It says like what to ask. What is that? What to ask the candidate?
When they come. Yeah. I can't go back to it because I brought the paper.
Yeah. I didn't read it. I saw the headline and I smiled, remembering
that we've been having that conversation that we've been having.
Yeah.
And it becomes important issues. An important issue to consider the issues that are at hand. What are the characteristics?
Yeah, so before you arrived, that's where I was. First laying a foundation why it is that we need to take an interest in these things and want to be informed on international happenings. Because, wars and droughts and other issues elsewhere affect some common things in your house that you don't even realize that the reason I can no longer do this or that is because of what is happening somewhere far away. So that's one. The second is why we need to be informed on look. Aren't we happy that the producer is playing his own music and dancing in the studio? Well, Percy's supposed to be focused on
what you're saying.
What you're saying now. When your producer is a distraction, you know you're in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, so the second was why you need to be knowledgeable about what's happening in other parts of Jamaica, not just what's happening in your community. Find a way to discover what your own people are experiencing beyond your front door. Same issues, them can't get water, electricity, politicians don't show up except election time. Whatever the issue might be, develop some knowledge and understanding of the experience of your brothers and sisters in the rest of the country. So I'm advocating that. Of course, it means that people like you and me need to be way more involved in getting information out in ways that are acceptable and easy to assimilate, you know? Don't try to trick people or package the information so carelessly that it creates more confusion than awareness. So I was laying that as the foundation to say now, if even for the next 2 weeks, you seek, the average Jamaican seek to develop a bigger picture of the world than you currently have. And you know the picture you have. If it is a 4x4 size, increase it to a 8x10.
Okay.
You know, just stretch beyond what you currently occupy yourself with. Just stretch beyond it. If you're only concerned about your job, think about someone who is in a job complementary to yours. So you can begin to see the interdependencies and the linkages, because we are one people with a common experience, though each of us are in a different room or a different part of it. But all the things you see are interconnected. And I'm going to give you two happening things which should excite your curiosity. Last week, Sunday, the Gleaner carried 2 stories featuring the NHT and Dexim. And in the subtext, George Neal and Carousel.
All right.
May I use my own examples so nobody can accuse me of.
So what's in the paper again Sunday?
Sunday, it's in the paper again. Now, when the stories first came out, I saw the oblique reference to Carousel, and I said, okay, somebody who has it in for the NHT government and want to create a scandal or a story, somebody is slowly injecting into our bloodstream some ideas. And central to it is that how did the NHT do a $1 billion deal with a man who was just taken down over there, so in that corner, for being unsavory? That was the subliminal
subtext.
So I said, okay, if some well-thinking persons reach out to me to say, okay, the truth is beginning to come out, Carousel was not all that it was cracked up to be. Now, everybody knew that that must be so, but nobody quite knew what was going on, even though we were out there saying, guys, this is. This week, it was a little plainer. In this week's story, the PNP is calling on the Prime Minister to explain himself. And it throws a little more mud at the Carousel Neal connection. Why did you take back a $2.8 billion license from a company over there because this man was so unsavory? And in another room happening in the same period, in fact, at the time it was happening with the NHT, one would say the government knew even more, because by this time they had said that the U.S. government had given them some information concerning happenings which made it unsafe for Carousel to have a license. So you know even more now than when you first granted the license. Yet you attack them over there. So, but in this room, you're signing a deal with the very person that you were demonizing.
But the very person by himself.
By himself, no, without the innocent ones. So obviously, you know something about this person that allows you to be comfortably signing a huge contract, government agency, an agency that sits in the Prime Minister's office.
Like NEPA?
Like NEPA. Ah, you see some other linkage coming. So that come out this week. And I'm saying more is going to come. Obviously, more has to come. For one, I am not going to be silent while my name, my husband's name, and the company that we practically gave birth to gets dragged through the mud again as part of some political manipulation when all parties know the truth.
Okay.
All parties know the truth. So please don't, this time when you see it happening, don't say is big people business or you're not involved or whatever, because by now you know, had Carousel been around, students, schools would have internet access to Stone Dog at a reasonable price, because that was the vision and that's what we started. Right now there are people who have to tie up their cell phone in a plastic bottle and put it on a tree to get a signal.
So how them use it?
When the phone ring, because sometimes they say it's more than one phone in the bottle. Somebody apparently stay near, so when the phone ring, you go up and get it and see whose phone it is. And them have to stay and talk right there by the tree, so the privacy is gone. They have given up some of their privacy just in order to communicate. There was, TVJ was doing a series called The Dead Zone. It looked like they've been persuaded to stop it. Somebody killed it.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
So in some parts of the country,
the service is so poor that people have to put their cell phone in a bottle, and they show you how to do it. Take a bottle like this, they cut out a space, you put the phone, create a pocket, and then they nail it to the tree.
Right. Oh, I've never actually seen. I've heard about it, but I've never actually seen.
I saw it on TV when I watched one of the programs. I said, what? Aside from the creativity of it, I mean, they used to have those comical advertisements where people are saying, can you hear me? Climbing to different altitudes to say, can you hear me? But that's when companies were boasting about the growth of their network, because now you can hear me. In Jamaica, man nail up bottle and tree just so they can catch a signal.
Is that because
it's not
of the
supposed
terrain?
to be.
Is that because of the terrain?
No, it's not because of the terrain.
So what is causing that based on your...
The companies that currently provide service are just charging the highest price and doing as little as they need to. So you can make your return on investment without growing the network or without investing in timely upgrades. And that's what competition will force you to invest in your network. It will force you to be more careful on your pricing. Things become more competitive. But when it's just two of you deciding who's going to take the night shift today and at what rate.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there is that one issue there. You said there were another issue on the localized. What was the other one?
The other is what you see happening on the front pages with the commissioner of police who has disregarded the court's ruling in favor of the police. The Police Federation wants the commissioner and ministry officials committed to prison. What they're talking about, of course, is
Mr. James.
Contempt of court. Because if a judgment is given, you're not appealing it, you've not got a stay of execution, but you are not honoring it, obeying it, certain proceedings are open to you under the processes, in the processes of the court. And you know that we have called out the lawyers and those in the administration of justice to say, be innovative, be aggressive, push, 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 so that whatever relief you can get using lawful methods, you pursue it to the zenith. And I like the fact that that is happening. So when you see these things are happening, speak on it, add your weight to it, push for righteous behavior on the part of those who exercise authority on our behalf, because they're doing it on our behalf, you know. Paying the police properly is to give us a motivated, professional, decent set of officers who will truly protect and serve. And when the courts make a pronouncement and our own government officials ignore it,
we're not in serious
it's
thing.
bad for us too.
No, it's bad for us too because it is following a precedence. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Strike 3. The Prime Minister is on strike 3 now. What else? State of emergencies.
So
unsigned letter.
that's why your man who says vote for justice is onto something. Because
my man, I just saw it on the government.
You know, the one that
because you don't. It's Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are like two things happening which require people to speak out, to take an interest, and to push for it to be treated seriously. The third, of course, is all that is happening with the Integrity Commission. Now,
I mean, the
finding out from the Integrity Commission's pronouncements, you have NEPA apparently being punitive towards one of the staff.
Yeah, because she's
and you have the case, what are they, KSAC?
KSA-MAC. Kingston and St. Andrew Municipality.
You have them now proceeding on their own investigation, and the mayor was, the word is apoplectic. That's the only word I can think of to describe his behavior, making his speech last night. It was carried on the news because I wouldn't be where he's making his speech. He was on the campaign trail, making a spirited objection to those who say that they can't carry out an internal investigation.
But that makes sense. You know who said that? Who carried that line first?
Who?
Our very good friend on the other station who says, how can they investigate themselves?
But they always investigate themselves.
But him said that don't make no sense. Him said, and I was saying, somebody said, what them putting him drink this morning?
But to me, that's like setting up a straw man so you can set fire to him.
Oh, jeez, man.
Because, as you know, all of these agencies have a procedure, internal procedures that allow them to review the work of other departments.
You have internal auditors set up.
Of course, they do.
We're in a silo all by themselves who can go in and just audit anything.
They have to.
Yeah, and that is how most organizations work, because they are the internal watchdog.
Yeah, so
but let me just jump to where we need to go. I would shout a challenge this morning to persons who have had to deal with the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation or any municipal council. You know, in terms of getting your building approval passed, what you have to go through and how long it takes, and then what you have to do in order to move it quickly. Because if you wait on them, it doesn't happen. And then when they approve, it's another matter. It really is a serious thing in how much people...
So what's the challenge you're throwing out? If you know something, say something.
If you know something, say something. If you know something, because if people begin to speak across this nation, it is one, I would say, of the most corrupted processes in our governance structure. Because remember, it's not only one. We are following their court cases that people have brought. And there have been rules that say you can't do that there, because people have gone to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has ruled against the order to erect our bill. And it's right there. And remember too, where the Ministry of Justice is, there's a complex there that was demolished. Totally demolished, because the person was just building ad hoc. And it came, and the whole thing was massacre. And you have this pretty structure there now. So there's the history that speaks to the fact that they don't control, they don't really monitor, and then their systems are corrupted. Anyway, you were saying he was
apoplectic.
Yes, what
Listen,
that word I
man.
mean?
You know, like spitting fury, about to have to have fits. To have fits. It's about to have fits. I mean, I'd never seen him so animated. Quite honestly, he's usually so kind of soft-spoken, the mayor, with his slight lisp. So I did not expect him to be shouting and spitting like that. It was comical. He was very offended that persons were saying that he can't, the mayor's office can't investigate, or not the mayor's office, that the municipality can't investigate themselves.
But them go investigate.
But he and I know that it's nonsense, because they always have that, they have it in their, the way their structure, to review what others, the work that other departments do, and there's an appeal process if you are not satisfied with work that they've done, and so on and so forth. But outside of that, what I found troubling is that all of the things that they are doing to make the system work better, including, it sounds like some new things, he was delivering them in the political speech. This is our mayor, you know, who at the very least should be, if he's changing up things and it's for the betterment of the people, should communicate it in a neutral way. So if you didn't hear, if you weren't at the rally or whatever they were doing, or happening to listen to the news, and the way he was spitting it, I don't remember any of the things he said. I was just captivated by the saying of it, how he was animated. And I said, why are we constantly doing that? We have to be hanging out in political places to hear important disclosures about our business. They need to stop that.
About government procedures
Yeah.
and how you can do it. But do they know better anyway?
No, I don't know.
That's part of the culture. That's part of the
I
culture.
think they know better.
If you know better, you must do better then.
And that is what is troubling. They know better, but even persons who you would say are highly educated, they do it. And you must know, there's some levels of education that you ought not to have achieved without having common sense or knowing certain things. So that tells me they know better, and they just choose to do what others do because it gives them political mileage. For example, the PNP women's group coming out a month after the lady dead and buried to say, we condemn the murder of, and at least 2 weeks since the police say it's murder. She didn't die in her sleep.
You wake up.
You could do one that say we sympathize with the family of so-and-so and the untimely death of their mother and whatever. That would be when you think she died in her sleep. But from the police says, this is now a homicide. That is when you would get up and say, we condemn the murder of. Although, why condemn the murder of this woman separate from every other murder committed?
High profile.
Makes no... So, your heart only bleed for high profile
That's
killings.
what it speaks to. And that is what is troubling. That is what is troubling. That's the real justice issue here in our country, That is the real justice issue. That's why he's out there crying wisdom, is crying out in the streets. Or us. We're not wise. We're not wise. We're not wise in terms of our actions. And we are too calculating. And then you are now understanding people's heart condition. With this, because that's what it go back to.
Yep.
Who's going to get further mileage or whatever the thing? It's bad,
kind of one-upmanship.
No, man, we can't do that. We have to stop.
So, to close off, as we get this sign from across the way.
About 4 times now.
There is a great and urgent necessity for you, as you go to the polls, to take note of local happenings and make your assessment of those who you feel will give you righteous leadership. Because some of the political posturing and noise is just a distraction. And if you are taken in by it, you are going to continue in the same pain that you are already feeling. God will walk with you through the pain, because He respects your freedom to choose. And whatever choice you make, He will give you the same love and support when you call on Him. But why have to put all of us through that? Just think deeply and choose wisely. At 8 o'clock, we'll come back. We'll take the break now. We'll come back after this break and open the lines.
Bess 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the opening of a Hindu temple in the northern city of Ayodhya has heralded a new era. The temple was built on the ruins of a 16th century mosque torn down in the 1990s. From Ayodhya, Yogita Lamoye reports.
The atmosphere in Ayodhya is like a festival. Actors, business leaders and politicians are attending the ceremony at the Grand Temple, built at a cost of more than $200 million. Many accuse the Prime Minister of violating India's secular constitution by opening the temple. It's also controversial because of the divisive history of the site. A 16th century mosque which stood there was illegally demolished by Hindu mobs in 1992, triggering religious violence across the country in which thousands were killed.
Cameroon has begun the rollout of the world's first routine vaccine programme against malaria in a move projected to save thousands of children's lives across Africa. The first jab was given to a baby girl at a health facility following successful pilot campaigns in Kenya, Ghana and Malawi. From Yaoundé, here's Paul and Jay.
It's a momentous day in Cameroon as children aged 6 months have begun receiving their vaccine doses. Health personnel are also sensitizing mothers to bring their children here. There's been talk about hesitancy, but authorities have rebuffed those, saying that the vaccines are safe. Cameroon, according to the WHO, records about 6 million cases every year, with 4,000 deaths in health facilities, most of them children. And here, authorities are ready to bar the spread and to bar the infection of malaria among children.
Palestinians in southern Gaza say the Israeli bombardment by air, land and sea is the most intense since the war began. The Gaza Health Ministry says at least 50 people have been killed in Khan Yunis by Israeli strikes since Sunday night. Sebastian Usher reports.
Much of the southern city of Khan Yunis now looks like a ghost town. The Israelis are mounting a major offensive in the belief that the main headquarters of Hamas is now in the city. Residents and hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians from further north in Gaza have been kept continually on the move as Israeli forces have targeted one district after another. Tanks have now reached the gates of 2 hospitals in the city, effectively cutting people off from medical treatment. In Israel, some of the families of hostages still held in Gaza have broken into a meeting in Parliament as they continued their protests, demanding more action from the government to secure the release of their relatives.
The inauguration of Liberia's new president is taking place in the capital, Monrovia. Joseph Boakai takes over from George Weah, who narrowly lost to him in a runoff vote in November. Liberia is still scarred by the civil war that ended 20 years ago and by the 2014 Ebola outbreak. BBC News. The UN is appealing for $9 billion this year to tackle the growing problem of population displacement. Its migration agency says the funds are needed to save lives, protect people on the move, drive solutions to displacement and facilitate safe pathways for regular migration. The head of the International Organization for Migration says there's overwhelming evidence that migration, when properly managed, contributes to prosperity and progress. An Afghan journalist centre says a local reporter working for Japan's Kyodo news agency has been detained by the Taliban in Kabul. The association said it strongly condemned the arrest of Ihsan Akbari and called for his immediate release. The authorities in Abkhazia say only about 200 paintings have been saved from a fire which devastated the National Art Gallery in the breakaway Georgian Republic. Some 4,000 works of art went up in flames when the building caught fire late on Saturday. Here's Rayhan Dimitri.
Investigators say an electrical short circuit may have started the fire inside the National Art Gallery in the capital Sukhumi. It spread quickly inside the building, which had a wooden structure and was home to an entire collection of Abkhazian art. The director of the National Gallery said the collection had survived Abkhazia's civil war with Georgia in the 1990s and was an irreparable loss for Abkhaz culture. Local artists had long been demanding a more suitable location to store the unique art collection.
A court in Vietnam has sentenced 9 people to death for drug trafficking. 2 others have been jailed for life. Local media said they were found guilty of trafficking 105 kilograms of methamphetamine, heroin and other synthetic drugs from Laos to Vietnam between 2021 and their arrests in 2022. Drug trafficking is rife in Vietnam. That was the world news from the BBC.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on BES 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
This Valentine's season, come celebrate love at Love in the Gardens, Sunday, February 11th at Palm Drive Hope Gardens with R&B sensation Freddie Jackson. Sanchez. Elaine. Island Kings and Ramon Watson. Music by Repo of Stone Love and ZJ Vibes. Get tickets in Kingston at Devonborn Rubis, Consumer Pharmacy, Armbands Plus, Natrans Fashion, Gina's Pharmacy Portmore, Neil's Auto Service Mandeville, Great House Pharmacy Ocho Rios, GP Mart Maypen, and Scotch's Fairview Mobay. More info online at loveinthegardens.com.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Drop, hover, hold on.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
You need reliable health healthcare? We have it.
Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good. It's better. But nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. It's the Morning Connection, 8:13 a.m. My, how the time flies. I mean, only a minute ago, someone was wishing to stay in bed and not come out this morning.
That's what you were thinking this morning?
I forget it was you, because it didn't really go to bed. No, that's what I was thinking this morning.
Okay.
In fact, it took me back to my days of primary school when I would negotiate with my mom.
Oh, you serious?
5 minutes more.
Are you serious?
And I live close to school. I walk to school, so really all that drama.
She said 5 minutes more to stay.
I was forever. Because I used to stay up late unknown to the parents.
And reading and so on.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes, and you know when you get carried away. Anyhow, enough about that. The numbers to call, 876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473. Give us a call, please. We're talking about plenty of things. But more importantly,
I think the police official should be jailed for contempt of court.
Any question you want to pose concerning your readiness to participate in the upcoming elections, we are your team to get you fighting fit and ready. Should I take out fighting fit? Because no fighting.
We don't want any fighting.
Democracy, no fighting. And you won't be fit like Yellow Man, who I see doing something here.
He's 68.
68 years old and
it's flying high.
Like
with
a
proper
gazelle.
Splits. Yes.
Wow. Impressive. All right. So please, we're opening the line so you can give us a call. So Percival, what you say about to jail or not to jail? I think it would be wonderful if we had a court bold enough
to say you're in contempt of court.
You're in contempt of court. Stay over there, so until you purge your contempt.
Because it would indicate to us, which a lot of people are saying, that a lot of persons are of the belief that there are two justice systems in Jamaica, and that would help, if you do that, because if you did that, you'd be in contempt of court and they would come for you bodily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning to you both.
Good morning,
Jigsaw. And the listeners or viewers, as the case might be. I'm looking for Nicodemus.
You're looking for Nicodemus? Why are you looking for Nicodemus?
Nico.
It look like him but come out to try a thing and it spoil upon him and turn him back and let's say how we approach it again.
Oh, jeez. What you talking about, Jigsaw? You're not talking about West Van B. What?
We missed that word you just said.
Portmore becoming up.
Oh, Portmore.
Oh, that one. Okay.
No, the Prime Minister has said the right thing. Occasionally, it seems that can happen, where people make a protest and the politicians yield.
Look here.
Yes.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
Flying a kite.
Well, you know,
See
it
what
kind of...
color it is.
Yeah,
See
but
how it drips in the wind.
It's kind of sad,
Follow
though,
the
that
wind.
it's kind of sad that it has been, in your estimation, it's no more than that. And that takes us
Well,
all
it's
back
part
to
of
the
it, not the
integrity
totality.
issue.
It's part of it.
You like how Negril has latched on to the argument, because in defending his position, the Prime Minister says there are some other places that have reached the threshold, and he cited Negril, and next thing you know, Negril is celebrating.
I said we wanted to.
Diversion. Look over there.
I know.
Diversion. Look over there. So while we step over there.
Yes. Oh boy, that is one of the things. Thank you, my brother. That's one of the local happenings.
What it needs is a comprehensive thing, right?
Yes.
Not pick up a one pick, right?
Yes.
Same with the Constitution. We need a new Constitution. We don't want another one pick me that.
I see
somewhere where somebody want to go and nobody else now follow.
Yeah,
or what the country needs for development.
Yeah, but Jigsaw, you have said it right, you know. It is.
I'm always right.
All right.
Until you made that comment, I was agreeing with Percy. That comment there now just discredit the whole statement.
Jigsaw, but Jigsaw, this thing about real constitutional reform, you know what is happening? You do something, and as we've said, you have the wrong motivation, and Jamaican people have a knack of quickly picking up if you are being genuine or authentic, or you're trying to manipulate them. And so you do that, and it is being rejected flat out by the people of Jamaica and say, don't come with that. We are mature enough. Give us the information, educate us properly, and we'll make the right decision. But we're still trying to manipulate people with fish and bread.
If you just go around the circuit, coming now with civic in schools. Well, that's only a minor part of the thing, you know, because you have 3 generations living together. Some who had it, I'll forget it. Some who never had it, and some who need it now, they're going through the process. Everybody needs it.
Yeah.
The whole nation, the whole citizenship needs it.
Yeah,
so it needs to be faced.
Yeah.
It needs to be put on platforms that, based on where you are in the generations, you try and work out things and get understanding.
It really is amazing how little people seem to know about the country and what it takes to be in good standing in your own country.
Yeah, and those who think they know is what them here say.
Yeah.
Or so-and-so say.
Well, we're tackling it to some degree here.
Anyhow, I'm going to look for Nicodemus.
All right, sir.
All right,
when you see him, when you see him, encourage him, because he's a little shy and fearful.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right then. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello, morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, boy?
Wonderful. Wonderful. God is good.
It's just to show all the time. It's just to show you that this government is just a mockery. Every day they show themselves more and more. Just a mockery on the Jamaican people. Remember how the same Andrew come out and talk and the local government now call until Puma become the next parish?
Yes.
I never remember that.
No, me never remember.
Yeah.
Such a statement was made.
Come out and say now call the election until Puma becomes the next parish. And you see, changing mode.
Well, here's one of the things we need to give positive encouragement when a change of position comes after reasonable, rightful protest is raised. We don't want people to be just doggedly stubborn because they're afraid that when they change the position, people are going to call them, insincere or worthless. So this is a kind of graciousness that we need to build in our spirit. When a person does the right thing, because we've been saying to them what you're doing is wrong, and they concede and do the right thing, we who see that change need to practice some grace in receiving it. Because we want to encourage them. We said, I know that you have done the right thing with that one. How about this one and that one? And just continue to push, because the reality of it is that they're still our brothers and sisters somewhere in there. And wouldn't it be good if we were able to convert them from whatever path they're on into something that's more beneficial to us? What say you?
Well, there we go. It's a good point. It's a good point. The next thing is that you say this is why Andrew Shad is being around him when he means.
We're not hearing you. The call is deteriorating.
From this commissioner from the army.
Yes.
Okay.
This is why you see him draw them and I see him watch when them in power, because you see, if the court rule that the man will go back to work, and then you are going to overthrow the court and do what you feel like do, then why we have court in Jamaica?
Precisely.
Where the court is?
Yeah.
Where the court is from?
And let me tell you, that is what contempt proceedings in court are about. Contempt proceedings don't arise from a need to give justice to the claimant in court or whomever the successful party is. Contempt proceedings are about preserving the integrity and the authority of the court. When the court speaks, it is to be obeyed, and it don't matter who. So to find that the court has spoken, not once, but apparently on other occasions, concerning this matter, and they continue to press on, contempt proceedings is exactly what lawyers need to file and press for it. Now, Jamaicans should be very interested to see if we have a court that has the fortitude to find government officials in contempt of court when they flagrantly disregard the ruling of the court.
Look, come when the court said the man will go back to work.
Oh.
And until today, he's not going back to work.
Yeah, so this is not about going back to work. He's back at work.
He's back at work.
This is about paying them the overtime, putting the system in place to calculate it and pay them. They're still working, they're still being paid at the 40-hour work week. And the government has failed to meet the timelines in the court order. So the current proceedings against the commissioner and the financial secretary in the Ministry of Finance.
Oh, that's what it's about.
Yes,
okay.
That's what it's about.
So he's gone back to work.
Yeah,
and a final appeal,
yeah.
About him going back to work. That was said last week.
Is there a stay? I mean, I assume he's back at work because that's how this probably would proceed. Mind you, other officers could sign, but he isn't back at work, my brother. You've heard that?
He was supposed to be back at work.
No, I don't heard of him going back at work,
Oh, okay.
I don't heard of him going back at work.
Well, those following it, what's being reported on, which is the kind of thing where no doubt they wanted to get rid of the Federation leadership. This application is with regards to putting systems in place to pay the officers at the rate that the government, that the court has said.
As ruled.
When I think I look at too, I don't you'd hear they take an outside man from even the police force and be the head of the army.
They couldn't do that because their system different.
Are you? Yeah, but this
then
man.
Why is it the fearness of the police officers who comes up from the grassroots of the police force don't be the head of the organization, and you have to keep on bringing outsiders? to take control of the police force.
Yeah, well, of course, recruitment of high-level staff is something that is handled with great care, because sometimes, depending on where you want to take the organization, if you want to shift away from some things that you'd say then bad habits and ways of doing things that you want to transform, taking someone from within the ranks might not be your first move. So in and of itself, recruiting from outside is not
some of the time bring great refreshing and renewal.
Yeah, because Percy used the phrase.
In our case, like security, you have police officers who I think and know do a better job than this man who is in the seat right now.
Yeah, but this is hindsight, because we have seen him do the job. You have to assess it at the time when recruitment is being done. And this man had been the Prime Minister's consultant.
Yeah.
He had been a consultant on the Prime Minister's team before he was installed as Commissioner of Police. What I think needs to change, it go back to the whole constitutional reform. I do not think the Commissioner of Police should be someone chosen by the Minister and the Prime Minister. Yes, I don't think he should be. I think there are some public officials whose performance and role are so important to just even building confidence in the nation, meaning citizens having confidence in what they do.
I don't want to come like you say, give me a friend a big position.
Because I think, am I right that he's also related to the Prime Minister? I've heard talk that he is the Prime Minister's cousin. If that is true and anybody knows, you can call. If it is not true, then I wash my mouth of it and repent. But he was close to the Prime Minister, relative or not, before he was appointed. And the way we appoint for these positions need a quick overhaul.
All right. I have another call on there.
Yes, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Good morning.
Hi.
Yes, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Vervine, how are you?
I'm great,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to see, I was watching you after that. I was going to me
Go on quickly.
Yeah, man, you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
The lady, the red lady there.
Yes.
You know what? The year about that case that tried. I look like I even before she dead. I just as she dead. You know, cause them I say, who I want to take out the body? No. Like, no, she's not dead nasty. She's not dead nasty. You know, something else. Like them say, go check the body, something else.
What are, I'm not following you. What are you saying? That there were rumors on the street that before the police came to their own conclusion? What I'm not following your.
No. When someone come and say like, them move the body already, and she did not sleep and she move the body already. And that's someone to them. No, she can't get nothing. We'll go check the body. And then we hear them say, them find them to three gunshot too. But we think a long time she get the shot, so them attack. And like she did live with it. And I say, go. You know, she did live with it shot them long time.
We don't know.
No. Nothing is being said along those lines. And if you're repeating what you heard or you're speculating,
me could not speculate that. Me hear them sound.
Okay, all right. Listen, Vervine, we're at the 8:30 mark and needing to take. All right, thank you very much. No worries.
Yeah.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Save the date. Sunday the 11th of February 2024. The venue, Hope Botanical Gardens, Kingston, Jamaica. It's Love in the Gardens. It's your chance to see Freddie Jackson, Sanchez, Alain, and more to be announced. So that's Sunday the 11th of February 2024. Love in the Gardens. More details coming soon.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good. It's better. But nothing beats.
Welcome back. Vervine, I know you're still on the line. Thank you so much for holding.
Yes, yes, I'm here right here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on from the murder discussion.
You're going to Portmore. All right, go to Portmore.
I'm coming on for that. You want to talk about Portmore now? You hear me?
Yes, we're hearing.
Yeah. The only thing at Portmore now is a matter about all the way I go on. The indiscipline we come in at Portmore from a couple of years ago. One time we used to walk out of Hillside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go all of the beach, any beach where we want to go from Port to Hillside.
So you're talking about law and order safety in Portmore, or you want to talk about the move towards parish status?
Yeah, everything mixed up. It's not a mix up everything. Because if we become a parish,
mm-hmm.
we have to get out them, all of them indiscipline there, where them bring in.
But we wouldn't set a higher standard for a new parish than we have for the existing parishes. Because it's not like we decommission the parishes that behave bad.
every change, Miss Minett.
Yes.
That's why I say, if we are going to do it, we will rebel for one thing, and then change it. That doesn't mean him all right.
No, but what I'm pointing out to you is that whether or not an area, geographic area, qualifies for greater administrative resources to be put in it because of we're not going to talk about whether they are well behaved or in fact giving them more resources might give them the opportunity to clean up some of those things, because now they're not waiting on other decision makers to determine what happens in their neighborhood. They have the power right there in their parish council. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is a way now, Mr. Minett. That is a way. But when me have do like me I do my thing and somebody will fight against me.
Yes.
You know, get no time to upgrade my thing because I fight me I get and but if never I get too much fight now, it will be all right. You know see?
Yeah, but also we wouldn't hold back another man who is ripe for progress because you are getting a fight and say, well, that man can't proceed until we sort out the fight that, you know, the other person is getting. Because this is some of the shades of justice and balancing the equity of a situation that ordinary citizens now have to consider. If not, we'll fight down everything else and say, no one can progress until I have progressed.
You see,
and we don't want that.
You see, I same thing. That's why I think it's not about the justice system. You know?
Yes.
When see I same thing, same kind of argument you get when me go to the justice and forget my justice, you know.
What argument you get there?
Like why them a bill up and me already for bill yet. And me allow them to bill and them want to take my own and bill. They want to take two them all bill, you know, have nothing.
So they're telling you that your justice must wait until another man get his full portion.
Yeah.
And you see, did that not feel good? That's not right. No, absolutely. That is not right.
No.
When your time has come, it cannot be held back because somebody else. Yes.
When it just started, you know.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Me a yellow man a 1 year, you know. And me was far when you there Maxwell Park, you know.
So, but he had the talent and you didn't.
I got some lyrics past this morning.
Oh, yes, that is a nice crop there of talented people.
Many other man, God, somebody did left Alpha, but to me, I run it.
Oh, they pursued it, you didn't.
No, me run away about it. Yes. Yeah, you're a flyaway bird.
You're a flyaway bird. All right, so you're still here.
Yes, I'm a flyaway. I'm there, but I have the talent.
So you're saying you've been contributing to NHD from the institution set up?
Yeah, but it's when me get it's when me get something look like something now comes to me now.
Yes.
Them say why one man can't get nothing, have to have two.
Really?
A second, yeah.
Or because in terms of the
amount?
Yeah.
The amount that you get?
Yes.
But they have grants and other things that you should be eligible for to build on your own land, or I remember you Vervine early. Yes.
But this is two both things.
Yes.
When man, me not rush nothing. It's like if a man them a give it, and what a crowd of me not like rushing I crowd and them thing, and what me have my address, me have my name, bring my thing, come give me. That me talk about, I tell me say you have something and me come for it.
But let me tell you, Vervine, sometimes that is the right. Sometimes that's the right strategy. But I tell you, in this world, what is yours? Sometimes you have to push for it.
No, but this is what it is now. That's not saying no. It's on my own. Give me it. I'm going to go and grab on people, grab on when they grab it now.
Yeah, but you know that the Pharaoh spirit and the which are the other one is the
Pharaoh spirit.
No, the other one who come and rob you at harvest time. No, we make you some ancient tribes coming over and call no modern name. But those spirits are there, which are always ready to interfere and snatch from you what is rightfully yours. You're named upon it, but you see another man standing up and saying, "No, this is mine."
All the time, you see, my name upon it, you know, but what? To them grab it first.
So let me ask you this. If you had a young person to mentor or to coach today, and you need to tell them, teach them about the wisdom of seeing your name on a thing, knowing that it's yours, but because somebody else have it, you walk and leave it, what would you say to them? Has that worked for you? Would you say to them, don't do or not do, pursue or stay home? What would you say?
Well, you see, you see, like them have council and GP and them people there. It's a quash. So some would have got to a GP or a councillor.
So you would have behaved differently if you had to do it over again. You wouldn't just walk away.
No, the thing is, you know, Miss Minett, my own, come give me my own.
Well,
I just have to go to bush to look it. But me go to bush, me say, well, and the thing we have come. When we get a bush, you know, you see me go to bush. Me just see it when we go far. You understand?
Yes, but I'm just saying to you. Well, I'm saying to you now that. No, that spirit is that spirit. Working properly is a great spirit, because you know when it's working properly. But don't let another thing come and tell you, say you must walk away from something that is yours because somebody have a duty to bring it to you. Nobody going in this world. You gotta fight and struggle and push for what have your name on it. Just make sure it says your name.
That is why I'm glad to the government.
Yes.
A government.
Yes.
A government supposed to control it. Like just like you have a sheep, them, you know. Are you vote them or are you fall? And you watch them and you know make none trouble them and you let them in and give them fees now and give them what them to get.
Yeah, but you still have to hold the government accountable. Isn't that what we're all talking about?
That is what I'm talking about, Miss Minett. If you are talking about, because if you have way carry in and carry out and some dog guard, and when the dog them ready, then them bite you up and then they're ready. And so me I say, no way, give it one a pen. You want a pen that we can go in and come out when you're ready. Okay. So we go out to feed and then come in back. So you know if you have no guard around with. So we make the dog them know so then we go sit down.
Yes, well, we are agreed.
When you order your dog them, some people order them dog, you know, sit correct.
Yeah, but we are agreed, Vervine, that even though you have the expectation that those you appoint will behave properly, you're only gonna get that out of them by holding them accountable, monitoring what they're doing, and having the ability to move aggressively when they don't. If you sit down and say, why my spirit say, if it's mine, a man must bring it to me, you get nothing.
You know what that thought? You know what that thought? That thought war, them send a man to your car, you talk about what them are doing, not so.
That is what they become when their power is unchecked. They not start off with the capacity to send man for you.
That is why I say after we know so much things, why we allow the people we have with us same way.
All right, we're putting a stop to it.
We should have a long time and move them from what you say.
We're doing it now.
Yeah, okay, Vervine. So we understand what you're saying.
We'll do it now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we have to hold them accountable and everybody.
Yeah, man, we have to move them, man. Yeah, man, we have to move. We have to move the thing, man.
All right, then, Reverend. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's right. Bless.
Thank you very
That's
much.
a good one.
Yeah.
But you know, I think one of the things I'm also hearing from him, Minett, is that you must have a system that works for everybody. Whereas, and the system must be set up in a way that it is just and true. So if something is to come for you, you're not supposed to have to fight so much. Or you know, in order to get it. What do you think?
In this world, that's why I go hunt down the name of it. The Midianite spirit is alive and well. Alive and well.
They come take away. They
harvest time. Everybody knows your field.
And the Midianite then come, like with Gideon you talk about the Midianites or the Amalekites then come.
Yes, you gotta. And that's why you see, I started off saying we have to be wise to knowledgeable about happenings, so we can take decisions. There's always a Midianite
spirit that come and try to teach
as you are converting.
They come. Yeah. Good morning. Morning caller. Welcome to the Morning Connection. It's now 8:46 a.m. How are you?
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm here, I'm here taking me look one day off and trying to straighten up some stuff here.
I need to talk to your boss. Who give you a day off on Monday?
Hey, listen me.
Yes.
I just want to take that day, stay home and do some clean up and then do some rest up and thing after that. And
I wanted that day too, but my boss said no.
Let me ask you a quick question, George.
No, you can't do what every day. We just take the day, brother.
Okay, George.
I need to come to town too.
Yeah.
Yes, and this what me have you know.
Yeah.
Me have some overnight rice and peas.
Oh,
the maddest thing.
Oh, Lord. George.
Man.
George.
Yeah.
About him overnight.
No, right? You're Bombay. George, as you say that, who is the candidate in your area or the candidates in your area? You see any poster going on?
I don't know who. I don't know. Because I don't see nobody but I have to look through it. I don't have a clue.
No, but no, seriously, there's no thing on the
on the light post.
On the light post or anything.
No, sir.
This is where we're looking now to find out who our candidates are. This is
so
unfortunate. Jeez.
Because all them just tell lie and all type of thing. So I don't know. Other people have interest in knowing who. They can make them change just like how curtain lizard change their color. You mean to say this person, then that person, that person.
Are you calling our politicians crook and lizards, George?
But we're so close to, I mean, if it is going to happen.
Yes, but I mean, everybody at them are going to start campaign, and the real campaign start when I don't have a clue. When the campaign start, I don't even have the date at the Paris Council election. Trust me. To what is happening in the country, right? And this campaign thing, there's a lot of people who come on the television and then talk about their member parliament not doing what they're supposed to do. And no, they want to come around for vote. And there are people, they are tired of it. Road need to fix. You understand me? Water and light, and there's nothing. So they're wondering what is the member parliament doing. And then they put him in a parliament. Nobody come back down the Phoenix line.
So the councillor, whomever is councillor in such an area, is going to get fried with the fat for the MP.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing member parliament not so near him. People then put him in a power booming.
Well, what happened is that...
He reached in parliament, nobody not see him. 5 year time, he come again with the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not your MP that you should really be seeing with regularity, because it's presumed that he is minding business in Parliament. You should be seeing the councillor who is well empowered and resourced by the MP to do things on the ground. That's really the flow of authority. Right, Percival? I see you hunting down. That's how it should be. I mean, if you think about it, you as the head of the stream, you're not going to be on the street. You have councillors who are supposed to do that.
They're not doing nothing. a waste of time, man. Make you understand what them really are dealing with. They promise the people them, and then when the time comes, nobody not see them, then disappear.
Well, I think
you got the office, nobody know, you know, see nobody, he's not in. You have to.
I think this is an excellent.
Something.
I think this is an excellent time for Jamaicans to get a greater understanding of how the government works, understand the importance of the councillor over and beyond being the one to give out work and run list of who's been naughty or who's been nice.
What the lady?
Santa Claus?
Yes.
The lady named Diane Jackson Miller, she was interviewing like some people, and what was the response from the people on the ground with the election, and they say like, a certain amount didn't get the percentage, but them say like, the highest rate, right? Some people like maybe say that they're not sure about it. A small amount say they may vote, and the next set the higher number. No, they're not vote because they not see where them get, and they're not member parliament not doing a good job, and they need somebody who won't be with the people, and around the people on the ground. You understand me?
That's your council,
wait till them, and these things from the first election right back to 70, the same thing keep going on. So people gonna get confused and say, why am I voting for this? And they're not doing anything good in the community. You know, come around and give guy bikes and cars up and down, and if him lose,
bikes and cars.
win him gone, the same. You understand me?
Bikes and cars, George?
Confused, eh?
Bikes and cars.
Yeah, man, them think they go on, man, and the flags and this and t-shirts and all of that. And from that finish now, everything just gone back. He just gone back to normal.
Oh, wow.
You understand me? So this need to change. We need to have this to change. The member parliament in the year, they need to deal with the people, them, fix the road, them, make sure that the people, them are good. When I look over in Portland and see that Virgin Dawn, I forgot him, go down there and say, boy, I'm going to change the whole of the take it from the PNP and have it the whole of him and his wife, carry wife, night and control there. What am I mean? Aspect that I look on Port Antona is that they have a nice cruise pier.
Yes.
A ship pier.
Right.
One of the best in the Caribbean.
Yes. And they can't get
and
to the ship to go there.
I have seen a documentary now on TVG, and it's showing you, it was a foreign person talking, they're showing about the development of the country. And they include also the train that they say to spend $500 billion trying to get, looking after the train. And they talk about the multi-million-dollar pier for Montego Bay for the cruise ship. And they go to Falmouth also, and a multi-million because it can hold a bigger ship. Then I said to myself that after watching the documentary, I don't see nothing about Port Antonio. I don't see nothing about the cruise ship coming that side. We're one of the best pier in the whole of the Caribbean island.
And it was
I
the
don't
first
see no
one.
development on it, but tourism for.
Yeah, and that is, and truth, we have another caller, George, and we're going to take it. But indeed, in terms of cruise ship coming and thing, that was the first place, Port Antonio, in terms of the banana and so on. So we're going to take another caller. And a very good point you have made.
Thank you, Brother George.
Good,
enjoy the rice and peas.
Yeah, man, the Bombay.
No, man, I wouldn't know.
All right, that's okay.
No, we're both fasting.
We're both fasting, so
you get a pass today.
No. All right then, George. Bless you.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Good morning, caller. Thank you for holding. It's now 8:54. How are you?
Not bad.
Good morning, Cruz. How are you?
Not bad. Myself eat some ackee and saltfish with rice and peas left over from last night.
Some Bombay. All right. We understand that.
Anyway, Miss Minett,
Yes,
morning
sir. Good
to
morning.
work at the station.
What happened about working at the station?
To everyone, I said good morning.
I said good morning to all who work at the station. Good morning, Brother Cruz. How are you?
We greet you well.
Miss Minett is the main person why I keep calling the station. You know, there's something about her voice. Like, she sounds like a good person.
It calls you out.
She's a good person. Amen, sir.
Amen. I receive it.
She get a vote more than the rest of people to me.
That's
who I
okay.
listen to. Anyway, Miss Minett.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if anybody discussed this because I just came back from school. How can a lady pull out a knife, stab another girl twice, and only get manslaughter charge?
Because it was accidental?
Oh, I can tell you how it comes about, why it would be manslaughter, but this is a recent
case with the
which one?
With the former
the
Brigade Girls captain that was killed by that plumber.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, well, you know that when it comes to homicide, death of a person, it can be murder if it is meditated and premeditated, and depending on the relationship, it can be capital or non-capital. Once somebody dies at the hands of another person and self-defense is not a viable issue in the case, it is going to be manslaughter. If the person dies because a motor vehicle accident happened, you'll hear them say vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, I understand
Any
that
other,
part.
but
To hit a person.
Yeah, so there's always manslaughter if somebody dies at the hands of another person or because of another person. It means that the court and the evidence presented to it could not, and the jury who listened to the evidence could not say that the person had planned the murder.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
I assure you.
You feel like that one was planned?
If it was a male that did that killing, he would get charged for murder.
But you have to, I don't know if the person wasn't charged for murder, no, because in the court system, you charge for the highest offense, but as depending on how the evidence comes out, the judge may say we're leaving manslaughter to the jury. Because once it is...
That's exactly what they say. But
yeah, so they did charge for murder. So they would have charged the man for murder, the woman for murder, the picnic for murder. They're going to charge for murder. Because until the evidence comes out in full, you don't know if you can sustain the allegation that it was a planned, premeditated killing.
You understand that, Cruz?
He does. I think he believe this was premeditated.
Okay. Whether she did plan it or not, she should be charged for murder.
But I'm saying she was charged for murder. What you're looking at is the conviction. So the police will always charge you for the highest offense that they can make out. But when the evidence comes in and the jury gets it, the judge may say there is nothing to support. When the judge gives the directions, if there's nothing to support a conviction for murder in law, the judge is going to make a decision on law and say that to the jury and leave them to consider whether this was a killing that was accidental or self-defense or whatever the defense may have pointed to, so that something other than murder will be the result. Because you don't want the person to get away. Because if you charge somebody with murder and manslaughter is never left open to the jury and they can't prove murder, then the person is going to walk away even though they are the ones who killed the individual. I mean, if they're self-defense.
Look here.
Yes.
That lady liar tell her to tell some lie, I believe.
The lawyer tell her, you don't think people can lie without the lawyer instructing them?
She came and saying that the footballer was very aggressive and like maybe used to beat her and she was leaving the footballer. You can imagine that girl leaving the footballer. It should be the footballer leaving her.
No.
Are we talking about homosexual relationship?
Yes, it's a homosexual thing. That's why I think she got away just like those guys that is fooling around people, boy pitney. Them get a slap on the wrist.
No, sir, don't say that. No, but that's not true.
It's the truth.
Jamaicans are vicious about male homosexual relations. Don't people get slapped on the wrist for molesting boys? I don't think so.
But Cruz,
yes.
So Cruz,
yes,
let me ask you, Cruz.
But you see now, my brother.
Hear me. Most of those people that's supposed to send them to jail, then all those big liars and judge. Who you think there are? You're the same person like them.
So let me ask you this: have you ever served as a juror?
No.
Okay.
Well, I thank God he hasn't. You know, see what Cruz doing. Cruz is taking his biases and his prejudices
Without hearing the evidence.
and putting it into the case, even if the evidence went one way. He's there saying, no, but the other way around, if anybody, I leave anybody. No, when you are assessing a case and participating, you have to go with the evidence as it comes. You can't say, well, me no say in the world, I know so it go.
But Miss Minett, I shoot me attack.
All right,
it's
all right.
Truth.
That may be so in other situations, but when you are there trying a case,
you have to do it on the evidence presented.
Yeah, you can't bring your knowledge of the world into it.
All right, Cruz
Can you hold for me, my brother?
9
It's
o'clock.
9 a.m. and we're getting the signal to take the station break. Will you hold, or me know you like call back, but you just come back from school. Stay with me. We'll be right back.
Bess 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
I just hope.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2¼ Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, And of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall, come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it.
I just hope he's going to share a little bit of it with you. Percy, welcome.
Good morning to Jamaica.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more.
Thank you.
Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. My brother Chris, are you online?
Yes. Yes, I'm still here.
Yes.
What I was saying, I don't really know the two girls, but I don't think justice was served. Even the family of the dead girl were objecting to the sentence.
Yes.
And there's a teacher came at the court, the one that did the killing, come in the court and said, talk good about the girl. She wasn't this, she was a bad girl and all kind of stuff like that. You know? But you know...
The good news is that you have a DPP who gets very excited at the prospect of appealing against an unreasonable verdict or sentence. So...
not all person going object to somebody they like. That for once. You remember when that policeman shoot that pregnant lady up in Portland or St. Mary, you remember?
Yes, I do remember a pregnant woman being shot at
8 months pregnant.
Yes,
shot the pregnant lady and her sister.
Yes.
The pregnant lady died with her baby. And the policeman, the news said the police was a Christian. So far, I don't think any police can be a Christian. That's number one.
Yeah.
He was a Christian and he this and he that is a nice cop. You can't be a nice cop and take out your gun.
And what happened? What was the result of it?
Free.
What was the result of it? I don't remember.
He got away scotch-free.
On what basis?
He got away scotch-free.
What was it? It was ruled an accidental killing or even that? How you say?
I don't remember, but that child mom or the baby, the lady that died, don't have any brother or sister.
No one
like
to fight
me.
for her.
Jamaicans are cowards.
All right, Cruz.
All right, Cruz. We're trying to give us a little more spine. And I thank you for your
one last thing I want to talk about.
Yes.
One last thing.
Yes.
I remember when Russia invaded that country down there with
Ukraine.
Yes.
Or different.
Ukraine.
Yes.
Almost the whole Jamaican was against Russia, except me. Even when those Ukraine people was running out black people and not treating them good, Jamaicans were against Russia.
Are you running for office?
Understand? I was the only one back in Russia on this station.
I'm asking if you're running for office in the local government elections as the only fearless person.
Politics? Me not going to politics. Right now, me name sure say me I go vote.
All right.
But right now,
yes.
Worst thing are going down the Middle East. I mean, here Jamaica and look out on it. Like how they ended up back. Because America. It's like Jamaica love America so much. That's when America do wrong. Then follow them.
All right.
Why?
That may well be true. All right, my
then,
brother. There's no explaining love.
So Jamaican love white people? White
Perhaps,
man?
but the Russians are white too, and the Ukrainians are white.
Russian, most of them are half-breed. Trust me.
All right,
Cruz.
Well, I'm glad that you love them because everybody needs somebody to love them.
Only a mother's love can love some people, right, Cruz?
Well, I'm not a mother, I'm a father, pastor.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for sharing with us this morning. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Hi, Pastor.
Good morning, my dear. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. Can I tell you I love you?
Oh, sure.
I love you very much.
I tell my wife.
I think she's listening.
I'm wondering if Miss Minett is jealous of that.
No, I'm not.
I know Miss Minett loves me too.
It's all about loving Percy. No, I was just gonna give you some love after you give all of it to Percy. Somebody need to give some to you. You know, it is in giving that you receive. So I love you, my sister, and I thank you for being so joyful in your entrance to the show. What is happening? Long time, I think.
I love you too, Miss. I was wondering about this disease X. That is
COVID again. The new strain of COVID. I think.
Yeah.
Why are you wondering about it? You should be wondering about those members of the customs department who the paper says an air quality report shows that they are existing in some very, very dangerous condition. Poisonous gas that decrease the lungs' defenses against bacteria, making them more susceptible to infections, aggravating asthma for those who suffer from asthma. I'm not saying COVID is irrelevant. I'm just saying there are some things happening, and
it's nitrogen dioxide. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I did not hear about that.
It's on
the front page.
The front page.
This morning.
The report urges action after identifying noxious fumes in several Myers Wharf departments where our Jamaica Customs Agency house the people who guard the revenue. Mind you, perhaps it's some kind of punishment too, because the way they are punitive in the revenue. The very air they breathe has turned against them.
She's not being kind here, my friend, my St. Elizabeth. What? Yeah, so you're talking about the thing. I'm not surprised. What do we do? Ivermectin works for all of those things.
That COVID.
So how do we prepare ourselves for all these diseases?
Good old ivermectin.
No, I mean, aside from that, she said all these diseases. So it's not just the new strain of COVID or whatever. We build our immune system. This is something we had gone through during the COVID days. We have to remind Jamaicans, build your immune system.
Right.
Lots of sunlight.
Your medicine is what you eat.
Eat good food and at the best that you can afford. Thankfully, for every high quality imported food, there is a local equivalent of perhaps even better quality.
That's
Eat up
organic.
your dashins and your yams and your green bananas and callaloo, and if you're a meat eater, eat good quality lean protein, not too much fat in anything for those who can't resist pigtails and fatty beef or whatever the case may be. Just treat your body well.
And increase the intake of vegetables.
Absolutely. Whatever is seasonal, eat plenty of it. Learn more about the herbs and the leaves of the trees that are for the healing of the nation. It is true, the Bible tells you. That is what God said. Before he opened season on eating animals, he said the trees were for food.
And you come from St. Elizabeth, which is the bread parish, the bread basket of this country, food basket. So you live right close to it. I know what I observe.
Exercise, build strong relationships in your communities, because if a disaster strikes, you need to have relationships with people who will look in on you and you can look in on them, and so on and so forth. And of course, you know the drill. Pray, pray, pray. Speak to God, because he still heals.
Mm-hmm.
What about if your immune system is already compromised?
You know, how do you do it? Your diet goes a long way in terms of cleaning, in terms of removing a lot of those things that are not good for you. And people who have undergone that have increased significantly.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, happy to hear you this morning.
Let me ask you a question. What I noticed as I drove around in St. Elizabeth, a lot of people have backyard gardens. Do you have one? Where you live?
Not enough because we don't have sufficient land. We just have land enough to put our wire line and
Okay.
so we don't have enough space for that.
Use the space. Anyway, but thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. You have a nice day.
Bless
All
you,
right,
my
thank
dear.
you very much.
Good morning. Welcome. Morning, welcome.
Good morning, Miss Minett.
Good morning.
Just a minute, please.
Barry, you can call us and put us on hold. Oh, you're singing.
Hello?
You're singing.
Look at us, we are not your enemies. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. What we want, solidarity. Oh, solidarity.
All right, Barry. I hear you, my brother. Yeah,
That's what the world needs today, you know.
that's true.
Yes, and I say this on behalf of the Best FM family to the world.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so what's up, Pastor, Miss Minett?
Well, a lot of things are happening. But one quick question to you, Barry. In your neck of the woods, do you know who your persons who are putting themselves up for election to be our parish council reps are? Do you know them on both sides? Or PMP, JLP, UIC? You know anybody at all?
Well, you know, really, this is the politics now, Pastor. This is from back in the 70s with the dirty war with the politics, brother kill brother, mother, he sitting on the war and killing. We did kind of take for myself from politics. But as it is now, down in Rocky Hill here, so we have a young man down here who is going to represent back in, somewhere back on Ilem area.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Yes, so that's the most thing I mean know about it, because me tell them, you know, really follow it up because that's corrupting thing, you know. And your blood must either be green or whatever color. Me can't take that. Me is an open person. Me open to every conversation, everybody car. We have to open mind, you know.
But does that mean that you're not going to vote? You don't want to vote? What does it mean? Because you can be private, keep your private counsel, but make sure you're on the list.
To what everybody
and you do what you need to do based on your best judgment, even if, you know, you don't have a lot of conversation about it.
Yes, well, that is true, because me have the voters ID and thing, you know, me can't go vote, but
you need to vote.
The day comes, you are going, you know, because as we always say, if we don't take part, we won't make the change.
Yep.
You know?
And then you don't want to be complaining after the fact when your participation might have made a difference.
Yes. So I think we should all go and vote for we have the choice to vote, you know, because determine who will be the next leader, you understand?
Yes.
So I think it's a good thing, but when we see how it goes when the time they come, you know.
So you only know one of the persons them then?
Yes, he's a young man, he lives just beside me, just about that train also.
Okay. So you should have some
So
conversations
you know him then?
with
You
him.
know the person then?
You know him every morning, me see him. This morning, me outside at me animal, me see him every morning, me see him.
Okay, so he's a neighbor. That's good.
Yeah, he said doesn't.
You want to over Balaka, back to Ilem where he might represent, you know.
Okay.
Oh, he's not representing your community.
No, I think we have the one who represents us is from Burn Savannah.
Okay.
And
yes, we did even have a funeral yesterday. A grave digging down here yesterday at Rocky Hill.
Yes.
And after they was here, all of the ministers was here, you know.
For a grave digging?
I say all of the ministers, all of the past ministers are ministers of government.
One of them is minister of government. Him have a store, slowly. I think a slowly name.
Okay, all right.
At a grave digging, wow.
That's what they do.
Yes, man. Every grave digging and every funeral, most likely, then they do.
Yeah, well, the funeral, I can't understand.
But the grave digging, wow.
Anyway, it's good that they go to the places where people are hanging out and contribute more than drink rum and talk, you know, nonsense. But let people get to know who they are.
Yes, we really see them in the area, and the thing is, them always give a support to the family who you know.
Who's in mourning. All right, so that's a good report. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Last week when we talked about heaven, no man, no less heaven, no less heaven or come hell.
Oh, yes, yeah.
What Satan I did what? I did man or he was younger
Satan is a spirit being, so you have to assume he has the same characteristics as the other spirit being, the one we worship.
Yes, but he's not a human being.
No, not a human being.
Yeah. You can't, we know they get kicked out of him, you know. Yeah, man. So what I think in the Middle East, in the Red Sea, they were a turn up, you know, man.
Yeah, because, and you have to, I mean, I connected to what you see happening in terms of shipping routes being changed. The Panama Canal that used to take a lot of ships.
Yeah.
Because of the drought.
Red Sea.
They now have to take different routes. So it becomes a new opportunity for pirates.
Right, and back in the Red Sea, the pirates then start bomb the ship them and thing back in the Red Sea.
The Hutus, yeah, man.
So through that now, a lot of these big ships them have to take a further distance route.
And it pushing up transportation costs significantly.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, and when we check you out, we have to brace ourselves with some higher prices will come over here, you know.
Food security, my brother.
Yes, I was speaking about that. Yeah, I was speaking about that this morning, that we have to take note of these things and factor them into our thinking in terms of even how we plan. And Percy's right. Food security is something that, so you're doing the right thing. You have your animals and you're planting food. We have to go make a relationship with you so we can benefit from what you're producing.
Yeah, man, because we can't stop the farming until, you know, we can't go no further.
Yes.
So we choose to live off and...
This is the wealth. This is the true wealth of land.
Yes. That's why even when before we talk about what people to eat and so.
Yes.
You see the green stuff on the land, that is the most important food that we must be eating.
That's the original, everything is in it, because when God made us, he said the trees are for your food.
And for the healing of the nation.
And for the healing of the nation.
Yes, but now we are going to check if people lean away to the fatty foods and the oily foods and understand and lot of meat and all.
It's lack of knowledge. It's lack of knowledge. Not if sometimes not knowing what's really good to eat and just allowing our diet to be confined to the 10 things that everybody know about. You got to bring back some of the knowledge into the mainstream.
Yes, because if you check even with the younger youth, them who come up and the children, them, a lot of them are obese, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's also lack of exercise.
Like you know, when we are picking, you know, we used to run up and down and do a lot of swimming in the river and all those things, you know, and play cricket, football and chase and all those things. These kids nowadays, them going to sit down, will be upon them phone, because for them get around down.
Aye.
You know, because exercising with good proper food, that's the diet.
That's true. Yes. That is the best medicine, Barry.
Anyway, we're out with someone else.
All right, Barry. Thank you. Solidarity, my brother.
Thanks for the singing too.
Man. Big up Santa Cruz, Rocky, and every Jamaican, you know.
All right then. Blessings. Good morning, caller. Thank you for holding. It's 9:23. Good morning.
Africa love my brother.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm my brother producer.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Minett. You know, I and them were having a conversation about this wife. You know, and I say that someone has to be responsible. You know what I mean? I want to tell you this, you know. You know, sometimes a man gets a gunshot. Then leave the man with the wound or the woman that the blood drain out. You know, I've seen a more blood, you know, in about 2-3 hours. All of the blood drain out. You know what I mean? And I was saying that, you know, it must be an inside leak. Then again, that is telling me, you know, that You know, we have to wait for proof or something like that. But now the proof come, right? You know what I mean? And a man is under arrest, our husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think the husband is in a cell, you know. Like me commit a crime, killing my wife, and I throw me in a cell. And then I have to get bail to a court procedure. Me couldn't depend if them suspects and me do my wife that.
Yes.
All right. No.
When you say you don't think he's in a cell, what do you mean?
It's locked up.
He's in jail.
He's in jail. He's in jail.
Right. If me do that, and before me could I get bail, if there's a doubt, I have to face a judge. No, me don't know if this man is in jail, you know. I don't know enough.
He is in jail. The police reported, you know what, in the way that you said, we don't know, but the report is that he was arrested and confined in jail and is to be brought before the court sometime in the course of this week, I think, for a hearing, a bail hearing, or whatever might transpire.
Right. So, this is sometimes, sister.
Yes.
Justice is set in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we going to get the ordinary people to accept justice, you know. You know.
You mean because of some of the inequities that they have lived with for so long?
Yes, like when the big man do a crime.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, this
when
one,
the
this,
ordinary
yeah.
people do a crime. All with him sent, and then they have the fuck to prove that he is guilty. Them still put him through the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one creates a burden because of some of those complexities. I think they took too long to get to the point where they arrested him, because from the time there's a ballistic report that says the bullets were fired from the husband's weapon, they would have charged. Listen, them would have charged you and me just on the basis that we lie, say she died in our sleep. Them would say that is a suspicion of murder because you told a lie.
If we are talking about justice.
So these kinds of decisions make it hard. And to see a high-level policeman telling the nation that we have cleared the policeman of any complicity because is that policeman recommend a post-mortem. But that same policeman did not sound an alarm to cause forensic assessment to be made at the scene of the crime before the house tear up and the bed burn up and people are living new lives.
That policeman trained to do that work, or there is people in the force as police. When one dies, certain way, then poor people have to wait till 6-7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Before them come.
For the police to come, yes.
Yeah.
But you've said it, because I know of a situation. Somebody discovered dead. It's actually me. And we have to wait until the police come and clear and
And you could have never tell the police don't look at the body naked.
Mm-mm.
All right.
And they obey. So you might want to say that.
You know, say me have a stepson, you see?
Yes.
And he was murdered.
Sorry.
Is a lady come tell me, say, my stepson down in our gully, you know. And then me go down at the gully and I have to tie about 3 belts and piece of rope to go down there, you know. Really sick. See him, you know. Right? So when me come up back, pass through some washness or wash thing, you know. Here the police will tell me, say no. You have a mind to lock me up because me shouldn't go down there.
Ah, you see?
I mean, I send my stepson go to school, low school, till him reach primary school. Right?
They didn't lock you up though.
No.
But he issued the threat. But he issued the threat because in truth, a scene of crime is not to be tampered with by anybody, no matter how much grief you feel.
a minute.
So your point is well taken.
Yeah, me go long, I don't touch him.
Yes.
All I look, his face was up.
To confirm identity.
My stepson.
Yes.
And when me come back now, buck up on some police. And the man them want to lock me up. And me I tell him to start. I don't touch the man. I just go down there to see if it's my stepson.
So of course you know that they were right in saying the scene is to be left, because you may have gone a footprint that was there that could be useful, something drop out of your pocket, you don't know
what is
and
that's why you don't
it give
tamper
false,
the scene of crime.
it give false lead. There can be anything which once you disturb the scene of crime and you can't explain it, it may even one day frustrate the police in bringing the right person to justice. So they were right, and I'm sure you appreciate that.
That's Kremlin. We are going to ask if the whole year because we're up on the 9:30 break. It's 9:31 actually.
Thank you.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Save the date, Sunday the 11th of February 2024. The venue, Hope Botanical Gardens, Kingston, Jamaica. It's love in the gardens. It's your chance to see Freddie Jackson, Sanchez, Elaine, and more to be announced. So that's Sunday the 11th of February 2024. Love in the Gardens. More details coming soon.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good. It's better. but nothing beats.
Good morning, Ras Kremlin. Thanks for holding.
Yes, my brother. No, if I was a police, you see,
Yes.
and I had to investigate a system like what happened, first thing I would look for, if there's a
Oh. Ras Kremlin, would you call us back, please? Not sure what happened. We heard an ugly sound and then nothing. Is there another call? Okay.
I thought somebody was calling, but that what Ras Kremlin has related to us highlights the inequities in our system of justice in this country,
As well as the fact that police know proper procedure.
Yeah. So when you hear all of the things that happened, and then what he's relating to, you're saying, okay, good morning. Hello. It's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
That the call drop or the
No,
point
man,
he was
the
highlighting?
point he was highlighting.
Both of them are
is
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah,
Something
but
has
so-
zapped our lines.
Yeah, but that just highlighted.
All right, we're trying again.
Good
morning
morning.
and welcome.
Morning, love and bless.
Good morning,
Hey, African.
African.
How are you?
You know, my present, I mean, I give thanks for it.
All right, 1 second, African. Just hold for a second for us, please. Kremlin, could you call on the other line? Which is the other line? Oh, which one he called on? Well, he don't. Call on the other line, please, Kremlin. The 1508? Which one? 279. Oh, call on 279-8473. But right now we have African on the line, so. My brother, how are you?
279-73 this now.
I know. That's the one that's working well. 1508 seem to have. Yeah, so let's breeze through it so we can, because we're down to one line, it seems like.
Hate speech.
Hate speech, that's what's on your mind? Did you hear something that would qualify?
Yeah, some speech over the weekend. I wonder if them a hate speech or them a love speech.
Are you talking about the political campaign?
Who was the speaker?
Politician, them, man.
So, yeah, but which one? Plenty of them. Who said what? And let's vote on it.
Over the hospital place there.
What you mean in terms of what the Prime Minister said? In terms of...
I love speech, them there are hate speech.
well, what caught my eyes when he was talking to the gangsters and telling them, said, this is not going to go the way of the extortion. That's what you're talking about? Because that was highlighted.
It's not that alone him talk. What him say about the Rasta?
Oh, I didn't get that one.
What was said about the Rasta?
You get that part that's me here?
No, man, sure. What did you hear him say?
What did you hear?
Yeah, just get the part, the man. Because I don't want to talk and people say me I tell lie, you know.
No, but what did you hear? You don't mind anyone who express themselves that way. What did you hear? Tell me what you heard.
Yeah, I mean, you like a little party, man, saying, oh, get sort of a throat, Rasta through the gate, you know?
All right. Never hear that one, then. That's new.
All right. Can you research it? Can you go back to wherever you heard it and just see if that's what was really said? Because it doesn't even sound like something this Prime Minister would say.
Yeah, man, we are talking about Miss Minett.
No, man, this Prime Minister passed that level of crudeness.
It's saying a little fast, quick way, you know.
Yeah?
But if you not listen good, you're not going to hear it.
Oh, dear. So, maybe... I tell you, I believe it is unlikely that any Prime Minister or public official speaking anywhere else than in the rum bar and someplace where they're sure there are no cameras would say a thing like that. No, especially from the JLP administration with the history of... no, that one sounds unlikely.
Get the tape.
Not me. I would like you. Listen, I'm not burdened by that kind of speech.
I'm not burdened by it neither. I say, I mean, I wonder if it's love speech or it's hate speech that I make.
Throw Rasta through the gate could be love speech.
No, Miss Minett.
No, let's be fair in our discussion on these matters. Hunt it down and see, because it's you who need to be sure about what you heard. I am satisfied in my own mind that the Prime Minister would not say such a thing. Satisfied in my own mind.
So we satisfied, so them not do nothing to, you know.
No. I know what is likely and what would be said. And I'm not saying that I believe the Prime Minister love and adore Rastafarians. I'm just saying he is a sufficiently knowledgeable and aware person not to say something like that on a public occasion from the podium where he's speaking as Prime Minister.
All politicians knowledgeable about everything.
No, sir, don't say that. And I'm not saying that. They are not all knowledgeable about everything.
That's the assumption we make. That is the assumption we make all the time in Africa, that they're knowledgeable, but some of the time they speak from a place of lack of knowledge, of ignorance. And so some of the time...
Sometimes them attack and sound ignorant too, you know.
Yeah, man, it's true. Place of ignorance. So we give them the benefit of the doubt.
You don't think even Mr. Warmington would say that?
You mean Warming?
Look as far you gone now.
No, I said I don't think even he, and he has said some horrible things. Yes, but I don't think even he would say throw Rasta through the gate. That's the point I'm making. Yes.
You remember what them do last time at Jamaica?
I know, and that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it.
What long now? They could talk about look at what them do last time at Jamaica. And who's that charge of treason, and then they were charging of treason because you come against a group of people.
So how would treason arise? You're saying?
Remember in 1963?
No, I'm saying why would you say treason, considering that the state agents acting in allegedly defense of state position, they wouldn't be treasonous?
No, not state position. You act against a group of people.
Yes, but you're doing it just like if you say, you know what, tell me what they did. I don't want to aggravate memories that are obviously still fresh and painful.
Somebody in a problem with the court.
Yes.
And you come out against a group of people. You don't deal with who in a problem with the court.
True.
You say, you come from the news and you say, go around and hold all Rasta. Who can hold in the jail, get them run on the burying ground up on Medarest or Shooter's Hill. That him saying now.
Yes, and that's still a dark day for Jamaica when such could be said.
That's treason for that. The United Nations, with the United Nations in time there.
Okay.
At that time, you know, so they are free that too, you know. All that race they are going on early today. They think they can stop something, and then nobody has stop it early.
Okay. All right.
All right. Do the research. Please do the research, and let's
talk about that. We don't talk. We are go back on that again for.
Oh, because that was your. And if you speak to me like that, you know, we will have problems.
All right. Okay then.
You were not moderate in your tone nor respectful.
Why are you going back on that, Miss Minett?
Because if it is true, unless you are conceding that it's not true. Yes, if you heard such a thing
you made
said.
A statement, and we are saying we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I said check the tape.
All right, and we don't have the tapes, so we are saying.
Check the tape.
All right, African.
The media working, I know, working on the media, I know.
I would love for the show to end on a more positive note. What do you have to say concerning
anything else?
Something that is not going to cause you to get more annoyed?
Miss Minett, you see all murderer?
Yes.
All murder, see a murder.
Okay.
And you must face the consequence of it.
We agree.
Yes, Miss Minett, that may end on here.
All right, then,
brother.
good. All right, African.
Right. Take care.
It's 9, but the other line is acting up.
It's 9:44, and we're gonna say our goodbyes.
Yeah, right.
You want to start it? Oh well, we could see if this line will work.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, I mean, they just tell a good man a while ago, but maybe this phone just cut off.
Okay, righteousness. But you come in when we. But you.
I'm not long. No, so we don't have no time, but I really didn't come for that long, you know.
All right, then, righteousness.
Say it, my brother.
Yeah.
The man has, so no cut off the phone like that, you know.
No, it's not us. We have been having challenges with the phones.
No problem. I will shut up. I was not say I sent them as a thing that I'm ready. Pregnant lady.
Oh, it is in St. Thomas. And do you remember what happened to the policeman? Was he charged? Was he tried? Or?
Yeah, he charged, but probably, he didn't go to court, but I think he get away.
He got away.
Okay. I'm going to refresh my memory. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, righteousness.
Yeah, man. And them go get the people them a slap on every too.
Okay.
And then they catch them.
Yes.
Even when they kill them one another, they make it look like that. Heterosexual do it, and then they kill them one another.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
All right, my brother. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Thank you. Bless.
Well, that's it for this morning. Where I started. Am I God? No, I'm not God. Because I stand understanding that He runs things, so I defer to Him, but I always seek to walk in obedience. And I say to a lot of people, there are some things that people have meant for evil, but God turns it around for good. And Romans 8:28 also speaks to that. We know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to His purpose. And we see a lot of things being manifested in the national life, and one of the things is, I just simply say to people, Father's still in control, but He's waiting for His people to rise up and to stand for righteousness.
Rise up.
Rise
Sounds
up.
militant.
Rise up and stand for righteousness and justice. Because the justice issues are not going away.
And they won't.
They will not go away.
Because there are things we need to do.
Yeah.
And until we do them, the book remains open.
Yeah.
I pray that we get to it in swift order before it comes to your door. Because it's like anything else. When it requires attention and it doesn't get the right attention, it just becomes more urgent and more urgent and more urgent until it is in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will be a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
We love fish.
It's wonderful.
That's
a good fish tea is very good for you.
Kettle of fish. I'm looking at the photo of the day. I just have to say this. Who is this lady channeling? It looks like some kind of Egyptian goddess or that hairstyle.
You mean Queen Ifrique with her locks that she's putting on.
Yeah, man. It's not Baphomet. It kind of have a look when the horns curve and come over.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll research it. It's stirring my memory concerning something. We haven't spent much time on it, but we are concerned about these sick buildings, of which many of them are in government. Buildings in which, over time, the decay and the rot and the mold and the bacteria become so virulent that persons occupying the building, just by breathing in the air, become sick. We need to attend to it. The day will come when it may well be a hotel, or we have some old buildings, mind you. The hoteliers seem to be good at ripping out down to the bolts and the nuts and building up back. But the point is, civil servants need to be accommodated in safe buildings. And it seems to me that what the report indicates about the custom agents working, maybe that's what made them bad-tempered and so hard to deal with.
I never considered that way, but now that you've said it, it's kind of very interesting.
Yeah, they're working under some. No, come on, we got to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get it right. If I worked in this building and I see this report, please, we shall work remotely. Yeah, because this is, you're killing people with what this report indicates. We'll talk about it some more, perhaps tomorrow, if we have the opportunity to. But thank you online and on air for participating. I see Conrad send me some old-fashioned fire. I haven't seen so much fire from you in a long time, Conrad. And I'd love to know what you think about the staging of the first diaspora protest I saw a few pictures of it. The people say it was well supported, with people even flying from out of town to join the Miami action. Yes, one or two. And I saw Joan Gordon Webley. Does she go by all the many names? That was the only downside for me. I think
she's overseas.
You can't. No, I don't know. Isn't she a political person?
She switched sides
with the PNP.
Yeah.
So she's inactive. I don't remember if she's. Anyway, I thought while everybody's free to join a protest, when you start to see, I would have loved to see maybe a JLP person too. Or does Mr. Francis count, Dr. Francis?
Oh, probably, because he was there before.
Because he was there, yes. So I thought let's not put too strong a political coloration to it, because it's far from that. And she took the mic and she spoke. I really didn't listen to what she was saying, but you really don't want to kill a good move by overwhelming it with politics. The politics can come later, because the politics is always there. And if you're gonna do it, choose someone with a level of credibility that would increase the tone of what you're doing, not put it in question. And I mean, if I were choosing, I don't think from the PNP, Mrs. Gordon Webley would have been the right person to say, go and support that move because we think that it's a good move. That said, Conrad, I'm waiting to see what Canada does. So please keep us in the loop.
Picture, no picture.
Thank you, engineer and producer, and of course, Pastor Percival. Thank you so much for making what we're doing here work. Have a great day.
And then Miss Miss comes in
with her music and her good vibes. She says such nice things about us after we've left. Yeah. Just so people know we're not paying her.
We have to go this at all.
To say it, she says really nice things about us. And I noticed that her show too always gets off to a real positive start with some music and some scriptures. And it's just a beautiful follow-up, picking up the baton where we put it down. So Miss Wireways, continue to make us feel good. We're over and out now.
What's the matter, people? Solidarity. Solidarity. Oh. Everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. Everybody wanna work for a living. Everybody want their children warm. Everybody wants to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. Nobody likes to ask for money. Nobody likes to play the clown. Nobody likes to wait in a long line. Nobody likes being pushed around. Everybody wants a family protected. They want to express themselves. Everybody wants to live forever. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. Don't believe everything you hear. This is no time to fight each other. What we need. Solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. 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 everything down there. Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. What we need, solidarity, solidarity, whoa, solidarity, Lord.
But this one, this dedicated to my wifey, Fisher.
Bess 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5.
Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine